Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever on a day or you day at the part of the world. This na social media coming to on a live. Mr. Shilon. Are they on board as usual with Professor Kutubu and Miss Fadima, where usual and our chief host or hostess. She is on board, but she's having some technical difficulty. So she may join us live, or she may join us by audio or by video as time will tell. But she is going to be part of the show, but she's not on board right now. So that said, glad to have everybody back. We tried for last week, and we broadcast. We get a topic that seemed to have resonated with or make everybody come alive. And the question was, does President Julius Maada deserve a second term? So that was a question where a lot of Australians them seem to have been interested in. So we had lots and lots of calls, and we could not possibly uh, take all the calls then because of the time, because of time factor. So so today we do a part two of that topic there. So for just find out if President Maada deserves a second term based on in current record and how I look things. So the lines are going to be open as we speak. So when I can call as soon as starting now, if you get any question or suggestion or comments, please feel free to call right now. And so you're not going to wait till later. The lines are open. The lines normally from here, toll-free line will be 866-944-7722. 866-944-7722. If you call from the UK, it would just call plus 44 203 239 9581. Plus 44 203 239 9544. 9581, I'm sorry. If you're calling from Australia, you can call plus 61 280 064 352 064 352. And if you call on WhatsApp, it will be 343 997 5821. 343 997 5828. Sorry, 5828, not the 5821. Again, on the Australia side, it's plus 61 280 6 and 064. I don't know what's happening to me. 352. Again, plus 61 280 064 352. So that said, please feel free to call. You're right on board as we go. So that's the topic. So far, we can get some collateral issues then that can be raised, but that will be the main topic for this evening. So, Professor, that said, as part two of what we were talking about, I will therefore ask you for just give your opening commentary as to which your position is with respect to whether President Bill deserves a second term, and what are your assessment and analysis, and what the president is doing right, what is it doing wrong, and what does he need to do to do some course correction, or whether he's doing fine, that will get him over the finish line. So please tell me and tell and the audience what you feel and how you feel. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being in here today. Hopefully, Madam Fadima will pick up also. Well, it's very simple. We not get go far. Mr. Bio will be making a lot of promises, waiting a core manifesto. you know, if he get elected, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting he do, and he in again usually what it's a law judge jam at the end of him term. So as a more family don't even start me on what I do, I call a reality check. What do they do? When they look at things the way we promise, when they go back to the manifesto, they will begin to cross check. Oh, Mr. Bio, me say go take me from earth to heaven. We dey check. We don't reach heaven, we check. So if we not there, we say, well, we get problem there. One thing I can quickly add to this, there are certain they call credibility problem there. Two presidents in that don't lost election at this country, simply because they go back on them on the campaign, promise. The one where we mostly get affected by that Pa Bush, George Bush in Papa, wait to tell the voters, they say, read my lips, no new taxes. He add the tax, then they pull out. They don't vote for again. We go to Mr. Carter, November 1979. The Ayatollah Khomeini, young people, them hold American hostages for 444 days. He not able to rescue them. So they say, well, this man is incompetent, he not able to do the job. So they vote him out. Then the last one, Mr. Ford, and they begin a debate. Why is it a debate in a foreign policy? Mr. Ford said Poland not they under the supervision, under the domination of the then Soviet Union. They say, oh no, this power not be foreign policy. So they disaster they voted. So I bring all the way for support my argument. The voters in 2023, then they take Mr. Bio in manifesto, then they take him, then they begin to cross check. Oh, they say go do this. So in re-election, go be contingent upon almost meeting 50 plus, 50% plus, waiting he promised for do. Then don't make one thing very clear before I hand back to you. Second term date na the constitution, but people get for understand say e not automatic. Second term for any leader anywhere, not to Salone no more, anywhere, now a gift where the voters and they give you based on your first term performance. If they say you really do well, or you not done the okay, let get back for let it done. Like that. So we need to make this very clear. Say second term, yes, it then at the constitution, but now the citizens they go get for determine that whether they will give you through the validity of the sanctity of the ballot box when they will go there. So no leader not go say, oh yeah, because I'm entitled to second term, so you will leave by no, they can vote you out. It happened in Ghana. Mr. Mahama got voted out. Mr. Goodluck Jonathan got voted out. So Mr. Abiosa not for take too much comfort in the fact say because the constitution say 2 terms, so by automaticity we need to know. In day one, contingent upon the results where the citizens will determine. So back to you, sir.
All right. Here is my take, because Americans then get the saying, they say politics is all local. And that said, based upon me on far away view and my discussion with people in back home, what do people they need for, I think the current BO administration need for understand, there seem to be some kind of unrealistic expectation by the current government that they can win election by not trying to appease the ordinary voters. And let me clarify what I mean by that, so people will prematurely take issue with me, which I don't mind, but I just wanted to understand where I'm coming from. Me understanding, before the last election, because a lot of times, now we own country, this is what makes it so dangerous. Where we in a recipient type of country, we always receive. They always give a gift. We can't dictate so much, but we own policies. Because we're not the intellectual challenge or we situation with political, social reality pose. So we will not deal with them intellectually. There is this intellectual laziness about us not doing the necessary polls taking, research, political research for see what actually the country needs and how can we put our shoulders to the wheel for try for accomplishment. There is no doubt we get enough educated people in the country and abroad. There is no doubt about that. But now, like a soccer team, baseball team, football team, basketball team, you can get a bunch of good players then. Now you missed. But if you not pick the right players then for the team, number one, and if you pick the right players then you not put them in the right positions, a team will just get endurance. We're able, but they're able to play, but they not get the skill can defeat you now. Which we see in Australia from time to time to time, and far has been consistent, is we are putting too many people in the wrong position when they come up with ideas. Sierra Leone has always had this problem. Now the international organization therefore tell we what we need. We not to tell them, we not even seem to know what we need. So we not to tell them what we need. And we're always willing to accept anything as long as it involves money under any condition. Towards the last election in 2018, it was clear what happened. And it's Kuruma, the IMF, did again condition. Say you suppose for subsidy, for do no subsidy. You're supposed not to do any subsidy because it go affect the country economy, it go create inflation and all of that. But Ernest Koroma or President Koroma realized that would be bad politics, local politics. Let me start with the phrase, all politics is local. President Koroma realized that would be bad local politics. So even though that go against which in the IMF, the tell and say, let it not do, we fiscally, as well as economically, and that was what was good for the country. They say, not inject any subsidy. Let the economy determine that. But President Nkrumah realized the election was too close for let it follow that dictate today from the international organizations. So he continued subsidy, thereby holding price down for the basic and necessary commodities like rice, like flour, like oil. You see, he continued for the subsidy as they used to do. The opposite seemed to be true, President Bio. President Bio, he not only stopped subsidies since he came, is continuing in effect. So that don't drive prices down because the way you convince the local population and the electorate is by holding down on prices, by making sure that prices not to go on uncontrollably than they used to be before they kick out the other government. So now by not subsidizing, by not introducing any subsidy into the economy, coupled with not reducing tariffs, not reducing duties on import into the country, that make President Bio or the SFP government look as if they know they manage the economy very well. So to me, it's a matter of how then they play them. President Bio, go by the international or monetary IMF dictates, no subsidy, they stick with that. But the downside to that is prices are going up because basic things like rice and flour, government be the subsidizer one, and then I make the prices then seem stable. But now when that subsidy don't exist, it's like a free fall. Everybody does the charge which they want for charge. So locally, that's they affect President Bio in political stature, in political outlook, because the ordinary people and they're more concerned about them bread and butter, basic thing for putting at the table. So now they know people and they cry the blues all the time, say they cannot afford, prices are too high, everything is skyrocketed. So food prices particularly are too high. So that they put the BO government in a negative light. So it seems to me they get for balance between local politics and the reality of local politics as against the reality of international restrictions posed by the IMF. So for me, now some of the problems that the OMC say the government gets where they're not working out too well. And the ordinary people don't understand. Because people that might just say, oh, price to go up. They may not know that it was not going up under the APC government only because they defied the international or the IMF and just impose subsidies. We help for all rice price down, we help for all the other major food items then down, you know. But President Bioin came in to try for comply and doing so they make it look bad to young people, but it look good to the international community. So it's a matter of what you choose for do. Professor Kutuba, I don't know if you get anything to add to that, but that was what I saw based on some of the things I read.
I didn't sync with everything we talk. I mean, it's a question of whether you want, please. It appears to Mr. Bio, for foreign policy, financial, they want look like Yakubu go on the country, please international community. But then there's a fundamental mistake on that. We eventually go on time, not to international community the vote. Now, like you say, politics is local. Now that fellow we get for good for food done, Moab, Big Waf, done so Pete and other places, and I get for vote for you. So you have to make some hard decisions very quickly, sir. So thank you very much for you have to light on the thing.
Yeah. So see, these are some of the problems where if the president not get a good team, where they cast them in a positive light, where they make it understand, say, you cannot wait till the election year begins before you begin for say what's good for the people and do what's good for the people. If you don't try for do that and they early enough, people then begin forget certain beliefs. They will stick with they will go the other way. I'd always state my own position a lot of times that despite what I say about the current government, I always use the word viability, meaning now, even if you want this current government, what do you see as a replaceable party in power? And the party will go do for the people. Because it's, it don't make sense for just get party for change power by one hand, then you put it on the other hand, but neither one they perform any better. So the question becomes, what are we going to do? If we dissatisfied with President Bio in his own governing style, or we not think he don't do well, to me the question becomes, is that enough reasons for making a win a second term? And if you don't win a second term, what evidence have we seen so far for make we feel say life go better than the other party? We at the moment is most likely for succeed them, because no matter how we do it, we deal with lives, we deal with human lives now. And so because of that, we have to be very, very calculated. It's not enough to just vex, say this government not to do what it takes. They not to do this, they not to do that. Okay? But let we not forget, say, we get for it was just 3 or less than 3 short years where another party be in power. So what they do, how they help the people, how they promote the standard of living of the people, them, and what they go on. And in addition to that, we know say there's another thing for the topic for today, talking about President Bio in second term, we also were going to be discussing this thing about whether the president's abolition of capital punishment, we like for noting people in feel capital punishment, people in we not familiar with the term means for kill people them, for government for kill people them. No, when they commit crime of murder, taking somebody else in life, if they find them guilty. So President Biyobi to abolish that. Is that a good thing, good image for the country? Is that keeping up with international standards? What are the advantage and disadvantages that we see by the president making some landmark law for do away with that law day? So we go like forget feedback from people and would listen for see what in the what you didn't think. But on the second term issue, what is more important is that we look at everything what the current government they do and everything what we think say if this government is in power, they are succeeded by the other party, which now seems to be the alternative. If people in lives could be better, or are you people better off by giving the current government a second term and see how well they will come? So please, let we hear it from now and get in touch with us. And Miss Fadima is on board now, finally. Hey, Miss Fadima, we've been filling in for you while you're gone. So nice to see you. The audience knows say they're going to hear from you. We'll tell and say you go there on board. It's a matter of time. You are having some technical difficulties. So welcome. You know.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
But I think that it's time for fix me properly because I think I have problem with the angle of the
Okay.
thing.
All right.
So, but I can then can you give me voice first before then see me face? Me people them on a cabo couche, and again, I get two fine gentlemen when I'm a co-host them. We don't take take the lead today, and we can forget variety. This is a team, and everybody getting role for play. And I said to Una, like I can always say, I give thanks to the Almighty God, the Almighty Allah, whoever, whatever you call him, God, Allah. We tell him thank you for another day, another chance, And today is the 10th of October 2021. And like Mr. Shillon don't say and Professor Kutubu said don't add your own sense. We come back because a lot of people, like the conversation and they don't get chance for put them voice into the conversation. And the question was, is President Bio, if he go able to get a second term, if Sierra Leone people they're willing for a second term. Some people say yes, some people say no, some people, everybody they're talking on because it depends on whose lens you they looking from. It depends on what are your priorities of life. It depends on whose party you day. Because sometimes people they not party them, but even bad they happen, they will not say it just because not in party or just because not in people. So the question on the ground.
Okay, it looks like Ms. Fadima is muted again. So, Professor Kutubu, based on the comment you are making, do you have any follow-up that you want for?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. The follow-up is simply this, especially when we talk about the abolition of the death penalty. Yes, not true. It's not only enough now for the death penalty. Now, what we want to ask, what are the other mechanisms and what they in place, which should in case now where somebody commits murder, waiting will be deterrence. Now we look for now. We go expect say the government will go also the one that now we they on the death row. We want to ask waiting will be the fate, waiting will be the status in light of this new law when they don't pass. Then going further, waiting now will get for happen if anybody committed heinous crimes in the way you take someone in life, waiting at the chance and way government get for put in place. So get for look at that also. You know, even though Mr. Bio said in a campaign promise, yes, that too, but you just do a number for political purposes. They get for get wider implication, wider ramification, especially we in now for me the law of the land. So back to you, sir.
All right. If I may switch back to Ms. Fadima, she was in the middle of making a presentation where it become it muted. So Ms. Fadima, you can continue, ma.
Okay, I'm
Ms. Fadima,
trying to. I don't know.
okay.
If you can see. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Okay, I know they
Ah,
yeah, okay, okay. I know they see me safe I they try for see. But yeah, like how would they say if President Bill deserve a second term, now the question then they because like you say it big on human capital, it big on free education, it big on all those things. But the question on the ground is the economy for most of the people. Economy, economy, economy. And people are complaining, and I think we get an audio where some audio there where some people then visit some market woman then at Kinjimi market where then they talk on how things hard, how then they buy and sell, and some people not they even able get sometimes at 1,000 all day they go for go sell now 1,000 leon then they get profit or 500 leon profit. They don't sell no more just forget something where they go able for exchange for services where they need money cash. So I mean, when you Mr. Shillon talk, they talk on the subsidies. Government put subsidies in place, but then the people then we master the world they go lends to. This is why we say we get for try for be independent. We get for try for able to take care of we say because every time when we go to them people we have for go take money because of the bad credit we don't get. Then they put limitation them per we, and some of the times we government they just they answer okay because they want the money for can do, and we see for the longest time most of the money now they go to the people, they go to the politician, them pockets. We don't see how most of the time the people are not the benefit directly from that money they what we they go take. And so these people set the stage how we for use the money, what we for do. And when the subsidies are removed, it hurts the people, it hurts the economy of the country. I mean, because the people, their wages not they go up, but prices keep going up. And people then they complain, say then they suffer. The question is, what is President Bio gonna he get time for change around, he can change around. Because I listened to the other day, Friday, he gonna Mende Mosque, he go pray. Women they must be they do a fundraising. They say they invite him for go, he go pray, and when he hold the mic, he talk on the people, all the world, everything. Now the world, everything changed, not to Salone no more, they suffer and all that kind of thing in there. But when you look at it, yes, it is true that everywhere in the world things are hard. But the people don't want to know. The people of Sierra Leone no one for know what thing they happen at the world. They need for know how they go able because we think government. Because we don't get private citizens them when they do massive thing, when they make employment and when they make growth in the country, everything don't fall on the lap of the government. So the people are looking to the government for help them. Sierra Leoneans don't want to hear about international, what's happen all over the world. Yes, that is the reality. Yes, that's a fact. Yes, that's the truth. But with Sierra Leoneans, they want a leader who can say, you know what? Yes, the price of the world is this and this and this. But at the same time, are they try, are they work? Because sometimes it's just good words. Sometimes we just need somebody for cook sweet, for make we feel encouraged and empowered. That is what we need for Yeri from the president in Mott. Yes, that side there, we dey get difficult for now. Yes, it dey put on things the way he say it don't do. But this side here, so it is not only for tell we say the people of the world are hurting. So Sierra Leone is not an exception. So what you do as a leader, you try for find solution we go up, and it say the reason, because it said on Sunday and Friday, the reason, these are the reasons why it keep going usai it go. But then you look at it like say, okay, you dey go usai they go, almost you don't get and what you don't get. Because we see a video where one of we brother, Mr. Emmanuel Ali, put out there. It is show a bridge where President built in this in time, and then there's there I former President Anas Kuroma, they say President Bio they take credit for his work. What he do, he say if they talk on the elections, if they talk to the people them, he say people then they take credit for waiting in the already late. So the bridge is coming under President Bio because government is continuity, but former President Anas Kuroma now in the claim say now under Ram then get President Bio in your administration. I ain't all that work them in don't lay. But it does not matter all who that do what in do because governments are continuity. We want to see we country go before. We want to see developments now we country. So, but the thing is the bread and butter issue. And a lot of times in then society how they so the economy now in the win elections. When the economy go down, beaucoup time because the people, the layman on the street, is how it is able for feed in picking them. Is how it is able for get bread and butter for put on the table. Is how it is able for keep roof over their head. Is how it is able for pay transport for picking them for go school, for give them lunch money, for cook for let the wife, give the wife chop money, let go able go manage. But we hear the audio them more than they talk say when they go na market self. Then for your war, that means they for top price. Then for your war, for let them go able to knock down. So tell them they market two man, then they pin. But then they say one get small thing. But then they can get for giving. So tell them 500, 1,000, you no more than they waiting there. I don't know if when I get there audio, then they where they don't already set up for we. But we can put that audio there, you know, that audio, then they maybe one or two. Let we hear with people them, then they talk, how then they talk for say what's in the call. But President Bio in the Friday prayer where go, he say, yes, the people them we know. Then he even talk of farm. He say he don't make boku farm. But people they no want go for go work na farm. People they no want go. We get for go work for feed we serve. That is the answer where it get for we. We get for go make. We get for try. We get for make. But as a leader, you will call on the people. I call on every Sierra Leoneans. Them are making say good word nine pool cola. So sometimes then the way where you they talk now can make you look bad or now can make you look good. So let pass back to you, Mr. Shilon, sir. Lay you waiting and call say. But that is the frustration on the people of the ground. I don't know if I get the audio ready. Let una able for put the audio so that they go see and yeri with people that go yeri, not see but they go yeri waiting people when they talk. Some people don't they for the market for selling a market 20 years. But still, there's no progress in their life. Still, there's no change. Still, they keep working because nothing not there for keep na corner. Nothing not there for keep if any ola come, if trouble come, if tranga breeze blow. Nothing not there. You know, that's why I say sometimes, in as much as the war in Sierra Leone was bad, but it was a blessing in disguise because we were there by religion, we believe in, you know, God or whatever you believe in. We know, say, in all things, they say, forgive thanks. You can look the bad, take inside the bad, good can come inside it. Inside that bad war, bad, good come inside it because Boku people live. Then go out, then they at the diaspora, then they help for buffer the pain of the people, and they help for buffer the economy of the people, and they help them people them, then they send small team for help them, for let them not disgrace, for help them, for let them know what's in. So I pass them back to you, Mr. Shilon, sir. Let you continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fadima. So to add to what you say, sometimes like I can always want people in for no. Because we'll go shift gear to another subtopic, but let we just exhaust this second time issue. The thing people need for the thing people need for understand the thing people need for understand is simple. Because people that need to make critical analysis of the current condition as well as the past. The mistake where people then go make, now for take current suffering as a solution for get rid of the current government without thinking about the ability or the capability of the previous government of improving their life. So what you mean to try to tell people, am I trying to tell people that here is the situation. Times are hard, yes, and there's a lot of disgruntlement with the current government. But since every time the government come in, regardless of which government come in, now 5 years, when I go to make some analysis, first of all, any talk about, well, the current president is taking credit for work started by the previous president. Well, I think in the reality of the situation in politics, that's how it goes. When a government starts something, most likely, particularly like construction of roads and bridges, there are a lot of times the government will start them, not to then go finish them, and because of the time it can take for doing anything in there. So it may very well be that UDA is like it's like a relay race. The person who start the race might be the fastest runner, might even shorten, might even expand the distance for gaining team an advantage. But usually the person will end up, and I ain't go seem for be the guy who did the best, even though certainly if you measure everything, the guy will end the relay race, get the advantage because who that start him or who that second him, give more distance to the other people so as to enable the last person will end up for the team for maintain the lead. So that seems to be the situation if President Nkrumah claim say some of waiting in start, President Bio they take credit for him. I think that's the reality in politics or in governance. Let me not say in politics, because a lot of things in politics are just not acceptable. So I don't want to say it is an acceptable standard. But in governance, that's what happens. The thing is, I think we will go for ask the control room for play the video with Ms. Fadima with the talk, if the control room get them, of them, Mikey Truman and they talk about the hardship and the experience, and how difficult things are getting for them. So people that will not be to listen and I them for listen. Is it smart politics for President Bio for scrap the practice of subsidy and make prices then go up, and in that case, in look bad to young people them because they try for and maintain international standards? Or is it good politics to have done what President Nkrumah do by just ignoring international requirements and inject subsidy into the economy, thereby risking inflation and all of that? But we know, as a matter of fact, say we problem at Salone not just begin with Nkrumah or President Bio. What is so sad for we problem at Salone, they get worse. So before Nkrumah, things were a little bit stable with President Kaba. No question about it. And things were under control. President Kaba in government it may have had some degree of corruption, but we see some stability in the economy. We see some flexibility. People were able for do their hand too much. But then when the Nkrumah government come, instead of then do better or continue some of the policies them where President Kaba put in place, it didn't go that way. We begin for meddle with government money. We begin for deep into like Sierra, Rutile, all them comes and then the money we for bringing to the country. We begin for sign crazy deals them. Crazy deals, they tie up on born generations. So then long-term mining project with very little to for show waiting they come into the economy. And then we continue for raise duties at the port. Because these are very important things. You know, duty instead of bringing down, so we can get more import, so people will import more, so prices will go down because that's the real market economy. When you get more, people can compete with prices, it holds the prices down. But that not to that happen President Nkrumah Young government. I mean, it just take off on a higher scale. Then, not to even mention the degree of corruption under that government. I mean, we can try for deny them all we want. We can try for look the other way. But if you really care about Salone, and for me, Salone is my concern. I don't care for SLPP, I don't care for APC. I don't care for any political party because they're immaterial to me. I'm a Salonian. That's all I can call myself. Just like a black man. But I wasn't born to be SLPP or APC. But for whatever reason, if you put your blindfold on and say only way APC do bad, things are wrong. But things are not wrong. If you're an APC member, you don't go see the wrong. Things will continue to be wrong. On the other hand, if you say only when SLPP do bad that things are wrong because you support SLPP, well, what sense does it make? Because it's a matter of who that in the control the chair. So because we don't want to see things objectively, we want to see things based upon who is perpetuating the wrong, the corruption, the greed. You know, if we want to look at that way, they're fine. But I can tell you when I say the country will never go forward. We want a government where they come, where they look out for everybody. That's why I have some serious dispute with President Bill about tribalistic appointment. You cannot make tribe a basis or a criterion for hiring. It makes absolutely no sense. It is counterproductive. It will not move the country forward in one iota. Because if you can justify tribalistic appointment, you might as well say racism is okay. Because why would you see it wrong with a white man where you know and give black man job? Because he's saying a part of that race day, you know, but not to black man. Well, what's the difference between that and where you say it's okay for President Biafra to hire somebody with them we consider in tribe, and the other Australians are irrelevant or immaterial. So we have to be very careful. You know, we have to be very, very careful how we analyze things. But I keep saying President Bill is not doing like he should, because you cannot say nothing over there at the Treasury where you take over. You cannot say things are hard. You cannot say the money there will be the flow under the Nkrumah government, that be corrupt money them. You cannot say all these things and people tend to believe you. Then, well, how do you save money if after you say all of that, you gallivant, you go all over the world with large delegations? Even this last UN meeting, for take 60 something or more people go. Did you really have to? You could have taken 10. You could have taken just your family with your immediate advisors, then foreign ministers and permanent secretaries. But I mean, I know say in politics you get for please political cronies, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say money no day. Then on the other hand, would they spend money foolishly? So people are need for using common sense. And I also tell people them, I don't care how many bridges a government build, how many roads they build. Nobody eats road. Nobody pay school fees by road. Nobody pay medical bills by road. The government every government get for do better than that. You know, for example, President Kabal creates NASIT and all of that. Then you hear about under this government and the previous government, then they misappropriate NASIT's fund for private enterprise. Those things shouldn't happen. These are criminal conduct. So that said, I don't want to dominate the conversation at this stage. If we get callers, we will take calls. If we don't have callers, I'll ask Ms. Fadima if you get any comment. I'll go ask Professor Kutubu. Either one of you can take over. And then after a few calls, we can move to maybe another issue if we exhaust this one. Control room, do we have any of the videos that Ms. Fadima be the reference? Are there any that we can play?
So tell Papa, God thank you with this fire when I Pastor Mamu, because from where he began announce what this invest, where he they sell, now they help the chemist so because now they buy. Because if I go buy the full bag 400, I go able to sell 2.5 for cup. Because if I say I go buy in a tongue, where you go buy 2.5 for cup, I sell 3,000. And not all man go buy 3,000. So tell the Pastor Mamu thank you. Let God give the strength for we back. Let able continue for make this race here so, because the one at home then they sell now 500,000. If you go buy 500, don't cost you 250 waiting on call for cup. So you know we will sell them at 2.5. But she said 3,000. You see.
So what about the bulgur?
Well, the bulgur right now, bulgur pass and go pull a Liberia. When they pull a Liberia, where they count them, now those save they will buy. So I don't they buy the bag cheaper. Now if you don't get 700, 800, you never get the bag. And you never get the fine one safe.
How much did they sell the cup?
The cup would mean by cup they buy. They buy 3.5. Now they don't make them 4,000. Pass you sell them 5,000. So I need to buy the amount so I be buy tradition. For no more customer no come, he can't ask no meter.
As Kinjimina market way, it get a specific days the way it run, and plenty people those days we say where you want good products for Kinjimi. And I still get that value there?
Yes, of course. Because if you want good fish, you able get a reasonable price. You want fine permine, you able get. Because now the permine now waiting at home. As also coloring, cooled. And me being trading I be buy, but this BNTM I get problem with my customer. So now I don't decide now for the buy now. I like what the profits not better, boy better, because I need get problem with customer. So they able get good permine, they able get good fish, fine price, they able get plazas, fine price, because you want some of the people they come up with a road market and Kisigo, Dove Court, Wellington, Calbaton, all the stuff they can buy. So that's how they, if you want any good thing they are for sale.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, so you say thank you. God bless you.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name?
My name is Salone.
This market where you they sell so Kinjimi market. I go on for make you tell we how person go able locate this market, like where you can at tongue outside this market here so they.
Na Kinjimi market. Na they sell. I dey go buy. I can sell Kinjimi market. Na they me they sell.
So what do you they sell inside the market?
Na pepper.
So I go on for make you tell we about this pepper here so. The price go they up or they don't come down?
Well, today the price they up because the pepper na by season. When season come, it come down. When season down, the don't dry small, it go up. Today they buy 1,500,000, 1,200,000, but right now they buy 350, they buy 400.
So what are the bands? So how much you they sell for cup?
They sell 2,000, they sell 1,500.
So which one are the 2,000? Which one are the 1,500?
You want make like say the roti, they sell at 1,500. For red kind and so they sell. The wow fresh at 2,000.
So how business started for you right now?
Na small no more. Rasi say na le go don't go down so it dem better for we small. Because anything you get small now, you go buy. But like Friday they 1,500,000, it hard for we. But right now, I get me 400, I go get one bag. I get me 350, I go get me one bag. So as he say, it don't better because now season right now, you get beaucoup.
So how long you don't take for sell pepper?
It don't pass 20 years.
So as you say, this is not the season. So how you go compare this pepper season and last year pepper season?
Well, the last year season, this pepper is your season. Last year or this year or now by season, so they beaucoup, so they less.
Okay. So what is the message where you go send out there to Sierra Leoneans if I go say you customers where they can buy concerning this pepper where you they sell at this market?
Well, you see this pepper where they sell at this market here, so it's not easy because you have them back. What you make more when business don't want to write on the fertilizer. No, fertilizer one get one by the about 500, 5 something. So now you make more pepper business more. So they go down harvest, go there part work. You go down put your fertilizer, then 2 bags, 3 bags. So then when you don't plant sometimes you know they can't come off fine. So anyway, if you know boku, you know they can do. Now you can make it grow up. But if you harvest like come on boku, any kind way, freeze another for prepare. Because you don't come up pass to seller, any kind way pass to auction. But if you don't, you know come up better. The farm wouldn't work, the other work. Then you know you come up fine per then.
This market where you they sell so Kinjimi market. If you person ever can at this market yet, are you go able for locate this market?
Well, I no go able to locate some because if nobody no car.
What time motoka they put posse for candong na this market?
Na cornuts ya. Before cornuts, na do the candong. O candong na the market.
So what do they sell inside the market?
Na fufu and ogi na they sell.
So the fufu na you the maker?
No, na buy they go buy.
So what about the ogri? Are you the maker?
I mean the maker.
So I go just want to tell with small process about the ogri.
Well, the ogri I go buy the benefit 3,000, 3,500 for cup. I go for kasukam. I beat them. I wash a pull out dirty pan all. Before I put on a fire, I buy wood. I boil and 10 for 5 o'clock morning 10 and it says 8 o'clock VAT on now. I set her now for 3 days. It's all no good. That's why the process.
Okay. So how you see the sell? How you see the ogri sell?
Now 1,000 at the time, believe. Now 1,000 I bought Sulam 40,000. Some man sell 50 million, 40 at the seminar granny.
So what about the fufu? How business started for you for the fufu?
Well, the fufu instead of the business strong, we're gonna have 250 at the buy. At the ball 500. I saw the ball for 500.
So how long you don't take for selling at this market?
If I know I don't pass 6 years now.
Okay. As first time people can say if you want good markets, good food products now for Kinjimi market. So I will go on for know if this market still get the name Kinjimi market as how people use for Noam.
No, it get the name, but I will be there first, not to say the now. Because all things don't stronger like Kinjimi. Some man said when they said people can Kinjimi, I go of course. They know they can Kinjimi. Some man can Kinjimi, they go of course one say. So now so they know Kinjimi, I manage.
So what's another message where you go send out there concerning the price business for them thing where they sell?
Well, the price, why let the help police price like Kadon because the money we. Who says the money more like we get picking. You see, we not use for going to for going bigger, and we not try for customers. So picking no go in the eat. You see, so they beg for the price like Kadon. Look the rest, now the rest don't go up so. Now it's 3,000 for cup. You see, we not know the big no let all thing Kadon. Now then I mean, what give me opinion what they talk.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name?
Marie Samura.
What's business you do inside the Kinjimi market? What do they sell?
They sell tomatoes, banga, cucumber, guava, pawpaw, banana.
So everything where you they sell inside the market right now, nothing about with the produce here. I go on for make you tell we how you see the price business for them.
What the price is there? Because petrol business more now. What they can go buy so them hard price. Tomato suban they say 200 TD. They would they buy 100,000. So you don't see the increase. So they can marry enough for no money. It's not easy, not funny.
So then see there, so you can go buy, especially like the lettuce, the tomato, and also the guava, banana, pawpaw. So you can go buy them in there.
It's a Gloucester, the lettuce to come out. But the tomatoes na overlungi. And just come with the boat, and that boat come.
So what about the cucumber?
The cucumber back na overlungi they pull am. They say can't give me. So make I can sell.
So how much for the bag, the cucumber?
The cucumber to bag na dozen with the same 10,000 for dozen. 7,000, 8,000. Now we sell 1,000 or we sell 5 block.
As Kinjimi market get days way people can sell way, they can say now that time they Kinjimi can open like now the time now they way plenty people can come for can do them business. I go want for make you tell we how business start like for una today.
The business is not easy. It's funny, not funny back. It's stronger because we can put bad and they can buy, but then they can control price. So happy. And how you not buy and say they can't talk. Once we manage for no more go to around 2 months. We manage yourself sell. Now 1,000 get to profit for the 5 block of profit for the day. But it's not funny, not easy.
So how long you don't take for selling business there?
Hey, Lord of Master, I mean 45 years this. I'm 63 this right now. So don't say 45.
So how you see the sale this AISO and last year?
Bad off. But they sell no day, money no day, things ganga. It's not easy.
So what's another message we go out to all with you don't see so?
Well, I pray to God that they tell the president back again, say, they are less sorry for we. More this is business also. If you find any kind of way for them send seed or waiting for them people and go plant, nothing that thing go cheap. Don't transport and make the road lights come, thing go fine. And that it's more night for try for the east. Because the east more, we make it for much man or people and get east. Anything for doing go do am. Because you get the strength for do am. But if it's not in order, it's bad off. It's not easy. It's not funny.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, mama.
Hello, welcome to this.
Okay, me people them another year they market woman them where they don't go around to them, then they ask question, or everybody they say the thing tranga, money not there, business slow. And like how we say, you know, the president get for look into that because right now I sit on a power, right now I sit on the chair. Everything when they say the president. But the president talk one word say, let we all be able for go grow now we farm, for go do something else where we go able for feed we safe. But almost like one of the people and say fertilizer not the ground, sometimes they go put fertilizer, the ground they not they waiting and call. I grow granite na lunge because I buy land na lunge when they say farm, me say I go begin farm. So the picture they went and show me the video I will show now later. Lady grown, don't get for need more fertilizer because some first time we grown them be rich. When I hear you when they talk about Kinjimi, when they say that they markets when they come if you want get good markets because what you do that castle bullum when they come out where boats them they come 3 them for week 4 them for week people let they bring them the thing that they don't plant then bring a kind of Kinjimi market. The boats then they come, them count speed boats, then pamper, then count and then sell them. Then they come out Gloucester, then bring them vegetable, then fresh lettuce, then tomatoes, cucumber, all that kind of thing. And then they bring out with the plant because we grown rich. And in agriculture, if you don't plant for a while, the ground they get bacteria and they develop well. So the people that say even the fertilizer whether they buy don't dear for puts the long time some people let me they go buy cow manure, then animal thing then put and there for waiting they call but then get other thing whether they make when a fertilizer whether they put na the ground for let the ground because the ground get cultivates the ground they get for do. And again this farm business, a lot of young people don't want to do it because a lot of them don't come out in a village where them papa and mama then have in village and they don't see them a hard work. They work hard for do. So a lot of people don't want to work no more. A lot of people don't want to labor too hard. Everybody want kind of the city for can live in the city because things say life better in the city. And it is not always so because the farmer where they farm, sometimes if the first day when they get big harvest. Now a small harvest, something like that, they don't want to go able for it. But it not going to even last them for the whole year. They need cash. So when they go sell, better profits not there. So the agriculture business are very because we get for able feed we sell. If the world lock per week, if the world lock in the month per week today, who's how we go there, how we go eat. If the world lock in the month, because President Bill talk other word and the thing say, with people they no one for go na farm. They young boy they no one for go na farm. People they no one for go. Let all man do all in sleep. But the one where you go talk you go put unto the people there. Una can't let we all do one together. Yes, you they make farm. But this farm here where you don't make you call boku acre where you get. But does everybody have that same opportunity and machine and land for when they go? Some people don't get land, some people don't get sign when they own. You know, me that's why I grow. When they pull and they say, okay, they make late, they plant late, then the thing, then a baby, they mostly they I don't know waiting at the harvest now, waiting to the harvest. But I bought 2.5 acre land, maybe cousin, that lunge. I said, okay, let us try for make development, something, farm and all that kind of thing. And they So the next year we go for plant now the swamp, we go for plant rest, we go for plant, we they try for ease the way they call. So if everybody, you know, in as much as things are hard, we know President Bioga for try for do something for fix them. And he talk say he don't pull tariff them per rest the way they can inside Salone. He say he don't pull some feed them. Well, that's why I talk about the video on Friday. He don't pull some feed them for the rest the whether they bring camp for the sugar for the flour whatever whether they bring camp. He say he don't pull up. So, but he not go tell people them if you go buy you mark it. He not go can tell people they out for seller. You see, I mean, so it's such a difficult situation because when you hear the people, when you hear your citizens, when you hear your citizens that govern that entrust stuff by you, but then when they see you, they go up and down. They will say, "Oh, that money there, you for me put an eye, you for me put an eye, you for me put an eye." And nothing wrong with us having partners outside. I get a thing what I put now we thing. I don't know if the media go the back people them go try for finance for me. I put on there when the president of Ethiopia talk on where foreign Europe and America then they can buy with property them, then they buy in their currency because we value their currency. But why they not go pay we in we own currency? Because we no value with currency. So therefore the white people will not value our stuff. They can't give them for next to free. Then take their own paper, then value them paper, they can't give we say now this paper work, then they take with things them for next to nothing. Because they say we own paper not worth nothing. You understand? Because it is the Ethiopian president. That's how he puts it. He puts and they say, this is the problem. If Africa, we value what we get, we try for make what we get, we're not going to get any problem. I become member owner for foreign exchange owner for this. Because the first step when which man be come on our country, now 1 to 1 we be there. Shillings and pence, we get £1, we go to Lyons. 1 Lyon to £1. Now remember, me mix them 10 and then a Salone. And I know say sometimes Professor Mr. Shilon meet a little bit better stuff. But it is what it is. I mean, you know, the thing is the people are hurting. They have to eat. They every day eat because food give you energy. It's survival. After water, you can there 2-3 days, you know, eat. You go okay. That halfway get you go patch na your belly. But water you get for get water every day. You get for drinker because water are part of the system. So that thing that they're very important. And these are lives of people. We are playing with the lives of the people. We see BBC get for can show we say we people them and they make a prediction say after a certain time the poverty go more. You know, the poverty go more now the country, go worse now the country because we get finance minister. What are they doing to try for help for fix the problem? We're not hearing from them much. We're not hearing from membership. Come to the station as a nation, can address the issue of the people. Let the people hear from you, comfort them. That is what they want to hear. You know. So this is why it is going to be because economy drives the country. If the economy is stagnated, it does they go down. You know they waiting and call the people then go become disgruntled. And food is not important for anything. The money where they take for exchange, barter system, long-term barter system. Now then you give me 2 cow, I give you plasas and waiting and call, I give you boku waiting and call for the value of whatever we feel say value. Exchange, but now coins. And people don't even have the coins, they're not holding the coins. And this is where we had the first lady when make the comment when I say people that there was 2 years ago, people that they said the ground dry. And they cry. Right now, it don't even worse. And I remember Mr. Kago, when we found her here, Mr. Kago talk a word. She is an economist. He works for the Canada government, the Canadian government. Mr. What did they call say? It is gonna get worse before it's here. And now the worst with the seesaw. Now the worst with the yeriso. With people then they cry. With people then they complain. Then they complain, say, times are hard, things longer. But what will we go do for that day? What will the president do? Our leaders listening to the cry of the people? Because will they see all these accolades when they get. It's good to get recognition from your peers outside Sierra Leone. It is good. The accolades are good. We're getting all these MCC say, oh, don't come up from 40 to 80. This they say we're doing well. Ayari Kekatoma, they say, oh, when it done at the United Nations, people are saying, good speech, Mr. President. Yes, that is protocol. They're going to send you, unless you and the person get a one-on-one. Everybody they're telling companies say you do a good job. But the people, the reality on the ground is the things, they know they get better, then they get worse. The things of the people, the needs of the people, the basic necessities of the people, it's a struggle. And what are we going to do about it? President will get time. It can turn her around. Or maybe the people will put her in back. Maybe it's up to the people. And you therefore ask yourself the question that way important in your life. What important in your people in life. What important in your neighbor in life. So I pass them back to, now I don't know if they get that what you ask for Mr. Shilon. But long term, then they bring things that come out cafe bolong. Then they can pamper, then they cross over the Atlantic Ocean, then get them pamper them. You go see them market and then load out the markets. Then can sell. Then get their money, then buy what they want, then live peacefully. They not be gently, but then get peace, then get what they eat, then get collapse. Then feel safe. Now the crime rates in Sierra Leone don't go up. The drugs don't go up. The things that when they do don't go up. You hear now that they kidnap people, they see video then on social media when they tell you say, hey, I'm not going inside them motorcar, then they go put what in the corner on their nose before they don't care and go, especially girl picking them. You hear hospital problem every day. One person they tell me yesterday say he lost his sister and a freedom. What happened? He go to hospital. He went to the hospital. What happened? They say he bleed na cottage hospital. If he don't go on 2 days, if he gets symptoms, then they can't go back to hospital. They don't pay for the drip. They say pay for the blood. They don't pay for the dog. They say they don't say no. They put her again. In don't tire next don't carry. They gonna horse. There is no. We all get with problem. We all are the problem of Sierra Leone. We the people too are the problem. Because when you are doing a job or when you are assigned to a job, you know they take it seriously. They act like a favor you they do. You don't have pride and take pride in what you do. You have to take pride in what you do. But with people, they know they take pride in what they do. They know they take and say, oh, well, whatever, that nonchalant attitude. We all get, this is all about all of us together. The government gets involved, the people get involved. The government gets involved. When you they walk with dignity. If not treat you, they clean. If not gutter, they clean out dignity and pride and all that stuff there. You know, the country has to grow. We got to change we attitude. Because I remember when I go Freetown, the second time of President Koroma, I think he said we got to get attitudinal change. Then we get austerity. Then get restriction. Because times we don't begin hard. And it is rolling down to this president. This president now, how do you manage it? The little bit what we get, what on a claim say now we get, but una then they pay una. The people them, they suffer. The government, they get paid. The ministers are getting paid. The parliamentarians are getting paid. But the teacher in the classroom is not getting paid. How do we manage the money? That's management. How do we allocate budgets? We see another video going out on social media with the Ministry of Sports, the footballer there. Then they complain. This part, DM business here, they get for begin make them. The parliaments get for look back into them, I think. Because this part, DM business, they cause trouble. Because they give you right, say you get for carry 1 or 2 people, then go. No, means say every time you get for carry, then go. Let we use we aid, let we try for manage, let we try for go into that strict fiscal spending and fiscal discipline. We need for discipline, we said. We don't just spend 50 fata just like that. We don't just spend like drunky sailor. We're not going to do that. Because we cannot afford the lifestyle. We cannot afford the lifestyle. Because that lifestyle in the set sweeper usa ude so they like today. Because it's all about lifestyle. Everybody wants show, everybody wants live. That's why people are running into politics, not to serve, but to live a lifestyle. Forget title, forget all that kinds of things. So Mr. Shilo, I'll pass them back to you, sir. You know,
Thank you, Ms. Fadima.
we have to fix this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we go any further, before I go to Professor Kutubu, we'll get some callers then. So we'll just take a few calls before we continue. And hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from?
Good
and
morning.
Thanks for holding.
A regular caller from Dubai.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let God help una they do a great job. Let God continue for spare una life.
Amen.
The thing that we may want to touch on, the war way happen and Salone will not learn nothing from her. I can always blame the big one there. And the reason being, the war for be a big lesson. Look, Ghana, then go through something. But suicide and DTP. Now, one great man change the country. So, one great man ain't change the country. Who side Ghana dog reach so today. We now the end, but Strasser we get the dream. That I can say it. If not to the same traitor, we don't turn the country like say now in comrade and just get the country. How or not look common football where people they go play when a friendly match. Do they go put people away not get nothing for do? I mean, the place them more than the players. Is it okay? Then people are just there for extract the the country money, all in the name of Corona. But monies are coming. Monies are coming. If I wouldn't go, then go. And wait, if every day they come back to me, now what I want you go do? Then we the masses they suffer. They really pathetic. They really pathetic. Where now he just come on from America now. It already back for Canada, which is very shameful. And I know from Dubai back now other side they edit because ain't no sabi go one country. All landing are in the name of the country expense. Then people and they under they cry. I can always talk and two parties are not good for we. But you get people I don't want to use a word we go wait to say, but you get people in blind left because if you say them party are not to do for. I mean, then what is a party? Who form a party? They are the people. So I'm accusing indirectly those people that running these colors. They're not really good for the country. All the intention look also at the former President Trump. If this man take from there, an officer will for the parties again, blackout all over. Britain are only more of the western area they enjoy the light. And then they say they can complain at times. We not ever get 24-hour light again. The roads are there. APC come, then do them worse. Yes, but if you with all the promises, then way you make to me, I vote for that because I was thinking that this man was an ex-military man. He might be disciplined. Unfortunately for we, and I regret everything today. Now, in just told the name, now the wife from nine the president. It too pathetic. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling. Go ahead, Ms. Fadima. There's another caller.
Okay. Yeah, take it. I thought you were going to do it. Caller, what's your name and inside the call?
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good evening, and I thank you for the program today.
Yes,
and thank you, Ms. Fadima, for all the wonderful work you do, Mr. Kutubu and Lawyer Salone. Thank you very much. Now, when I just raise a point where I think it's important that we look at again. When I talk about, I think that Madam Fatima, you talk about the president say, let people then go on a farm. But not only that, you say let people and people in the common upline and the younger in the common upline and they can free tongue. Now, that's a very, very important, I think, issue we need for address. But we get for address them in a very in a much more deeper way than probably we think at the moment, because easy for say go offline. But we get for consider waiting the cause that. The first thing we get for begin understand are the mindsets. Why make which kind of mindset that one the way they make with people in the left offline for come free tongue. That means we get for check we education system again. When we check the education system, waiting we not get. Now, waiting I call education within the context of we culture. We currently educate, we picking them outside the context of we culture. Do you beg allow me small just explain what I mean by that one day? Yeah?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, make I go ahead. Okay, fine. Let's just explain quickly. Yeah, make I explain quickly what I mean by education within the context of we culture. Currently, let we imagine that pa and that mommy with the go pepe. Then picking they go school. But when that picking they go school, they know they learn nothing but pepe growing. All what see they go learn nothing way, white as snow or whatever else they go learn. But whatever it is, it not get any bearing, no relationship to within they na the village or na the soil where in people and live in and where in self to live on. So within the happen, I start picking they grow up in education. If he able, the one they were able for go secondary school. The next thing they don't all book and pen, and we don't tell them at the school say that book and that pen day. Now in use salvation. Not to forgo na famo. That book and that pen. So that picking day, a mindset. By the time we don't left secondary school, that is those who go secondary school. Oh. If they manage for go na Frabe College, the trajectory now waiting. Now for left Sierra Leone, go abroad, or now for left the village, can have freedom. That means with education system, it's like I say, you prepare the picking there for make we go be servants now other person in country, or let them go be servants somewhere else other than who side they actually belong. Now, for as long as we have that kind of education system there, we go always go get pepper shortage in a land we say we get two ingredients for success: fertile soil and predictable weather. Well, these days the weather actually we wonder whether not predictable weather these days, considering the climate system. But because we know the educate we picking them within the cultural context, it means the mindset always now for go abroad. Me go Prince of Wales and St. Edwards. Me and you know for say Prince of Wales and St. Edwards, as you done, we want for go abroad. The suit and tie, everything will the way. Sus, we know they manufacture sus, or the first picking and say them for wear sus, or the first part them and say them for buy sus. What I'm saying is that until we begin for look inside we own, then say why look for an ashokoto where it is inside you shokoto. We get for begin understand how for redesign with education system. All right, okay, I go wrap them up there. All I just say simply, we get for begin look inside we own Kotoku and see what we can use for make we country better. I'm sure you guys are all very highly educated people. You know what I'm talking about. Let me don't go any further with it.
Yes. Thank you so much. And what's your name again, sir?
Yusuf Jallo.
Okay, Mr. Yusuf, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm not go to the other.
All right.
Mr. Yusuf Jallo don't make a point here. They don't make a point here. The content of we culture, we know they teach. We copy from the white man all the self. And this school system, the way where they teach, they know they teach we for prepare we for succeed. Even in these cultures, they're trying to change that style of teaching. But let me go to the other caller then. Caller, good evening. What's your name and which side you come from, please? Hello, caller, good evening. Name you from?
Hi, Auntie Fadima, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then the landed man with it close to you, I keep forgetting name. And
Mr. Shi.
They get two men then.
Yeah.
Fadima, na women sleep. She has two men.
Okay, another other man. Anyway, Mr. Shelo and Mr. Kutubu, Professor, and I thank you for the program. I call from Arizona.
Okay.
The topic it took, but it makes a lot of sense. And now we need for learn how for we took the for do for 2023. I don't know, but to me, it determines with the person where they get for put with President Bill. Now go determine if they get him second time or not, because again, it was them as a president. Nami government to be sincere, Nami young political party who I believe in their ideology. They get their own flaws. To be honest, a lot of lapses there. But I just feel like in leadership, it's very difficult. You're not gonna say for lead it's difficult until they put you as school prefect or senior prefect in our school, or you become daddy now you host and you just get wedded newly. Now that's when they will not see responsibility, not to picking load. You know, to be honest, there's a lot of lapses, and then they don't do a lot of things, and we because of poverty and then a lack of education will not get for selecting and they say now something will be very good way President Biodo do. So I feel like me, I'm not going to give the exact way say now the best if it will be choice for 2024. And for now, we'll not see any contender from the main opposition parties. I feel say not be a suitable person because the quality education we count and the free quality education. Do others they say enough quality, but the free education we count it make a lot of impact. We're not gonna know probably after 10, 15 years. Now we're not say now one of a golden thing we bring to that country. Where probably each family member they go get somebody we go write and read. We're not go just concord like waiting would pass in the because they would do throughout from one political party to another. Then they use them. So I feel like the education we count now one of a very big thing now million little corner where they look at her. Then secondly, the first lady, even though Imba gets in one or two mistakes the way they do, you know, as Sugama, not the nation, but I feel like the hands of our girls now something we get for bomb good picking tomorrow in the future, even if other people not in na power. So we then feel things where they don't do and try for minimize the corruption we be not be pandemic in our country, we not be thing where people they feel like illegal. At least it don't minimize. It not gonna be totally stop, but we they look at them from a very far distance length. It don't minimize. So there are a couple of things we don't do where people they're not able for stay now because of the poverty and then the economy situation whole country they go through. But after 10, 15, 20 years, they go down born good picking if any other political party can for manage the institutions then and then if means they don't make, you know.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my darling. Thank you.
Thank you. Becoming time
Yeah. Let's take one more caller. They will can break down within the caller and say, I will start with Professor, but let's take one more caller. Let's break down a little bit within them people there say, let's try for understand.
Good evening, I call from Sierra Leone.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening. So what's your name if you can tell
this is Fode.
Excuse me?
Hello? Fode.
Yes. Okay, Fode. Okay, what do you get for adding for this topic? President
well, actually, yes. Now based on that topic, they are well, to me, this man not deserve the second chance because even the free quality education they talk about, let them just say free education. Even that free education, there are people who are crying today that editing for be better making the way I evident than the way the title we get as a free education. Yeah, because how picking they go to school, then the country they go into starvation. What do you expect that picking for go land if you're angry? If food not in a table, you get basic thing the way for tackle first. Instead now fly. Then people are in West come and say hands off our girls. What you do after we don't extract the money and in prison they are on their way if he say if I go after now he just don't back off. You know how many rape cases and right now they go now town? There are plenty and look the recent one where one 45-year-old man go rape one try for rape one 14-year-old girl. They not ever say anything. But where Joy Floyd died na America, the first person we begin right from Salone, in the first person. How you domestic affair you cannot solve it, but anything but international you are out there. Now you know the area and self. Now so then kill that 5-year-old Peking. 30 days. The neighbor come and tell me the outcome of it. That Khadija Peking. So obviously then people are then fail. You as a leader, you are just like a father in a home. You for cater for you, for your people. Then come then campaign on the bread and butter. But today it has been the worst. So anybody where they favor them people are is either you succeed from them directly or I don't know what it I would say, because some man just believe in their colors or because a common as na the east. But it is undone. Let's say the truth. Sierra Leone is not going the way we are expecting it. It's going to the worst. It's going to the drain. In fact, it has already gone to the drain. Because nothing not the way good for right home about. This man, all he can do, if he plans say if we go na one country, just think say not to one country, they go. All landing are in the expense of the country. And our taxpayers' money. Where instead he can talk good to the people and tell them what thing he go for. Now but talk they can give people and see what thing they will talk na moxie and how people are not one work. If we go na found where are the provisions? Instead, when they call the tractor, then are their own people and take them. All the machinery, where can are their own people and take them. So let people and stop for being hypocrite to that country. The law put the country first, please.
Thank you, Mr.
very
Fode.
much. I'll get a chance to others.
Professor, we call her the make 3 of the last caller them. Mr. Yusuf Jallo make a point. Then the caller from Arizona, and then Mr. Fode, we don't call also from Freetown. And Yusuf talk on the content of the things that what they teach the Peking them. Because I talk of long term them pan that they dig, now then they then farm, they get them Peking them with them small, but then they begin go English school. And even inside America, they get that problem. They try for reform the school, the teaching, the way they teach. Because a lot of people say they go to school, but they not they learn the thing the way they for learn. They learn basic stuff. When they prepare them for the outside world. But you see a Korean. I remember I was going to UMHB. This Korean people or Chinese, I don't know if it was there. I think a Korean them. They get the cleaners. And the Pekingo school, it go learn for manage. It go learn management, it go learn for how, forget the financial side, for make the business bigger. Now they go learn. It can be doctor, it can be lawyer, but because they get business, and with business you become independent, and you know they work for person, they work for yourself, you get more waiting they call. Your business can grow. It's a risk that you take. Sometimes it make, but if you know the thing and you know what you do, it can multiply your money and give you that freedom. So what those people do, those Chinese, those Koreans, then Peking, then they come back during then they can't walk and they shop them, then they can't work with their mama them, then they can when they graduate, then take over the business with the business rule. So it carry for generations. It happens to the white people in America. The ones that are middle America that are farmers, then Peking and they go school, when they don't, they can't take the thing of the weather. Some of them don't even go to college. They just say continue, then join them parents them, they work on the farm, they enrich themselves, then create family wealth where they will pass on to generation and generation. You go here and say this milk company or this milkman or this local farmer, you know, then they don't get all this what they call. But we they teach the picking them for go wear coat and tie. And the thing is say when we don't learn the book then done, because nothing other than Salone, we remember now for Congo be slave to the white man, for commoner people, you know, go to people country. Because nothing there is in Sierra Leone. They're not preparing us for Sierra Leone, they're preparing us for the outside world, for the white world, where we always stay under. It is not to be like say now racism at the top, but now I say white, but we know for the longest time we're not a use with mind. We know they use with consciousness for try, for make, for bring the gap, close the gap. Because we keep allowing these people to dictate our lives, to dictate our way of thinking, because we depend on them, the dependency. And then the other one also talk on, it depends on the candidate, what the other party that they put, the caller from Arizona. It talk on President Bio, ENWF, then come up with free education and answer for gas. Even though some people they criticize, say nothing is being done, but this scholar from Arizona make a point, say, yes, nothing, you know, go see her now later on down the line, then Tia will yield something profitable for the country. Then you hear with Mr. Fode in the talking on, in the tell we how we feel about this president. The president has failed us, blah, 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 blah. So who that we go get Mr. Shilon make the point say before, and some people come at him because they misunderstood what they try to say. If una pull bill, waiting at the policy where una go put inside where go can do better than BO. It is not like say don't pull BO, but if una pull President BO, who does una go can do we go get a better job? Will somebody else do a better job? Will they come with the ideology of the old? Because some of these, like, you know, some of these clauses there where they put inside there where they call, you cannot just get a stranger, go walk in, say, I want to be part of the party, I want to be part of this party, then you go on for president. No, you get for don't deal with them, they say at least 5 years. I mean, nobody not get freedom for just come up and say, I mean, a member of the party, I want to, you for don't did it for certain time. Those are the things that limit for get good people then for can rule we now we country. You understand, for can't govern, because it's not ruling, it's governing, and lead we to good things and greener pastures. You know, so it all day I've seen that I will get them stumble block, because I remember when Obama was trying to run, the Democrat Party tell and say it's too young for us, wait not in turn. Now Hillary Clinton in turn. Obama said no. Because I believe say I want lead me people. I believe say I want bring the change. I believe say myself go do am. Guess what in Iran, the whole of the Democratic Party, most of them, the big guns, the one that will get power and money, they only behind Hillary. Well, who did Obama touch? Obama touched the little people. Or where I put, I get paperwork where I go show. I had an invitation to the inauguration because why? They just pick random from people them from where I begin campaigning to campaign them. I mean, they put money there every month. I think it was $25 my donation every month. But we have good people, but then it is limited to either they are by seniority and all that kind of thing, then they back again. Sometimes it's not by seniority, forget the right people, put two more person to you. What do you think of all them color there? What thing they don't say so?
Honestly, me really, I would rather prefer not for comment on the callers or what they say, because in my opinion, what you mean they do again, and they take a look at why, ask the fundamental question, why Salone yesterday be better pass Salone today. When I talk about yesterday, I mean when I order only the indices, think tanker, price is high, food not the, this not the, that not the. For some of it is very easy. When they come up, I know say my man Mr. Shilo aware of an institution what they call SAPMB. Well, when you get facilities like those, you get GBU, UAC and all that places. Salone problem actually start, all of this what they talk so start when Salone move from a capitalist economic system to the one where Shaka Steve is wing. That's that in a communist policy and communist economy. Forgive gravitas to that. Mr. Shilong will agree with me, say we will get Kingsway, we will get CFAO, we will get GBO, UAC, all of them people there. So we get all commercial powerhouses there. In addition to the fact, say we will get even the transportation business. For example, we get steamer there, MV Ore, MV Accra, MV Apapa, and all of them. Why what are goods we are coming in, competition in trade. If you not go by USC, you go to GBO. If you not go to meet up Anicola, you're gonna SUA, you go here. But when they adopt the communist or the socialist, they're waiting in Anicola. If a scarcity of goods take hold, only scarce, but the price they go, but because there is no competition, you'll be hardly see young people in the common upline. They can't afford it. You have good schools in upline where they don't they get jobs. They can say, I bring I bring SPB as an example. I bring that rice to such place where they are in top of forest industries. You get all of them, and even then big commercial. How businesses say you will get branches them back upline. You will get a GBO na you get this year virtually everything. So with that type of policy or politics where they inject inside with governance, it brings scarcity and they are so what happen? Come there with the idea. So when the only sign of where we will make up now for good at the big town, for good at free town. You can't you not prepare, you not even get place for them. You don't get no foundation there. You don't get no establishment there. Nothing there. So they begin come. Then what happen now? Politics. What did happen? The politicians they begin use them. They begin use them. Because like me, Mr. Shilo, we all enough for no say the politicians. We even the entertainment industry we get them. I know some Shakira enough, and we get past like Afro Combo then, Super Combo. We get all that they then apply. They did it. We not be need for the kind of feature for the kind of sports. We get intersecondary school sports. Now the provinces, all of them. So the problem we'll get all of this when people are not laid out so. We don't lay out so. Now because we change, we a political culture, we go imbibe one way. All it do now a monopoly. It gets monopoly. Few people that when they up now they will get. Once not get, because many times you the Fadima, you talk about middle class. Oh, you said there was a time we get middle class. Yes, these are the middle class that will be talk. Where an average for you don't know school, you don't need for country talk. We don't be get this kind of migration. So now all of this, so now the way forward now the answer. We will start waiting at the answer. The answer now is we get for actually break away from this circle of saying it's not SLPP will be APC. We really get for try. We get for try. Say, guess what? I think say among we we can get people that we get the ideas we're very nationalistic. But once the people get caught up with this thing, so if it's not SLPP, APC, it's going to be the same thing all. So this is the reason why I kind of see Mr. Shilon come from. Not to say per se in support Mr. Bio person. No. Personally, name Mr. Shilon the talk. Virtually almost all day we talk about it. This is not what we look at. But the thing is, are we prepared for getting two parties them out of the way? Because either of them are the same thing. Anyhow, we look at APC go, I mean, some people go to my APC kind of the same thing. Wait till we now need for the put out, say, you know what? We need not forget a third force. A third force. Begin educating people. Massive education. Then perhaps we will begin small. That will. But we get a place where people are not principled enough. All man they go knock them. All man they go knock. Even like then guy we come with this NRM. If all of them they don't stand. Family will be giving what happen. They allow and it's by coma for go me do that. They begin bribe them. They begin divide them. So all we now we are the problem. Also, not only the politicians, because we're very unprincipled, we're very unsavory, we are afflicted by moral confusion, we don't know what to want, and we allow ourselves for using it. So for end of this meal contribution, but this we get for sit down and ask yourself the fundamental question. Now this way one would say, even though we're doing you know the dawn of the 22 that this one day party go meet the answer to me. No. What do? We now need for make like APC and SPP no so we as citizens we determine for change the trajectory of politics, we will come up with the thought first. Now me reply that to everything when they talk today. Me go to the root cause. I never let for talk about symptoms because everything when the people I can't talk to now the symptoms and they can't tell them. They did not go to the root cause. If they been go to the root cause, they will see why they're here. So back to you guys.
I so agree, Mr. Shillon. Professor said, let we go to the root cause because the root cause will change from like a capitalist to this one where people and certain people and no more the one that where they on top, now then they dominate, now then they take over, they hijack we country, and they like today. That is the ripple effect where they come down to the people, and these are the results we're seeing of all those years because this is not a one person business, but we get for all President Bio because I sit down at the seat today. We get for all because I am tell we say he able for fix the problem. He give we in word the like our professor so therefore go back to the what's at the root, what's at the cause. Because if you don't know the what's in the cause the problem, you cannot if you diagnose the illness, the sickness, but what's in the thing where they make you to get that illness thing. Now, in the question, how do we get there? How can we dissect, go back to the table, go back to the drawing board when we get a country full of egos, when we get a country full of no offense to men, because now the men they don't want them for the longest time, when we get a bunch of men and they're still the majority that when they run we country, when they're not they listen to one another, but they're talking over one another, everybody want to show. And when Dande come, he want turn and get to Dande. And right now, the people of Sierra Leone, there is a child going to bed hungry. He just get the beer, so take 1 month, don't able eat all day. There's a child dying because something not in at the hospital. There are youths out there, young people in the street. Some of us are stuck in the diaspora because long time when we young people then we go land book then go back to the country because there was something to go to. When some people then they go say, I want to build Sierra Leone, I want to help in the nation building, I want to help. We young people then they suffocate, we serve. There is no more, it don't look like there is no love, it don't look like we care for one another. All we do is competing and destroying. And we don't make the fabric of politics, don't share the country close where now pluck down there of the land and it is tearing and it's holding by a thread because here the people here you they work all day you know able to get 500 leons profit by what you work you just they sell for pull you in the money whose kind life this because we own people them they sell. We own people then they work in our offices. We own people then when they work, they retire, they come, they open businesses. There was businesses, there was SLPMB, there was women they produce. So we money being reached to the dollar, we money being level with we money being even big past the dollar and equal to the pounds. I remember once upon a time, but how we go wrong? And exactly what's in Mr. Yusuf Jallo, I like that thing the way say the contents of the things about the team we culture has been lost. Waiting we get for embrace some. You know, that's all over the world. People are just being, glued to other people's culture because one person where they up or we get the money or where they run the finance of the world, they tell we say we are not good enough and we are believing it and we say they pass it on because when you sit as a leader, when you sit as a person in power, when you use your power to intimidate people, you are nothing but a coward. When you sit down there and use your power. I can always tell them, older sergeant, them working challenge them for this. I said, you don't use your rank on me, because I am a respecter of the rank, but I am not a respecter of sin. I'm not respecting you as a person, because you as a person is hiding behind the bars on your thing. You don't use that on me, because it don't work. Because when you use them against your people, you use them for oppress your people, you are not a leader. And for the longest time, you're not able to change people their life. Leaders have come, they have failed us. What do we have that is sustainable? Why are we stuck, brain drain? We are stuck in people in country. The picking their way there, they don't land book. There's not much opportunity. Some people don't even have the mind no more for create something. We will solve problem. We don't have it. We don't have it. We have people that have the drive, but it gets killed. The dreams die. We don't have the vision. We don't see it, because somebody once upon a time, don't tell we say we're not going able for do it. The white man once upon a time, we don't can't take we and fool we and give we tobacco and gunpowder powder for kill we self, then take we people away. But they don't tell us the stories of when they take we people away, what in and do with them, how they make them suffer. But yet we all stuck here because we're all victims of this education system. Sometimes it is good to know. Don't get me wrong. It is good to know, because when you go to school, you learn. But you still not going to be a slave to education, because education is not everything. Education is not everything. I know that for a fact. If we get away from that mindset and begin develop with other skills, that will get other things there, you go see where Africa they grow as a continent, Sierra Leone will grow as a nation. Mr. Tilo, I pass on to you, sir. What do you think of them people that they will take some more calls?
Okay, very quickly, because this is a very interesting topic. I get so much for talk about that. But again, we get for balance the time, the callers. But what Professor Kutubu saying are true. We are still missing the point. The point is, we can debate all we want, but if we not focus on the country, as a lot of people don't do, they are focused on who is not doing right, which party you belong to. People need to wipe out this thing, this superficial belief about APC, SFPP, because APC has a record. We can pretend they don't, but the rule over 30 or more years, there's plenty of record. SFPP has a record. So, as things are now, no matter of which one of the bad them, we go choose. But neither one of them, in my level of thinking, or at my level of thinking, I don't think either one of this party get what it takes to run a chiefdom, let alone a nation, to be honest with you. I don't think either one of them did it. Because look at the quality of leadership we keep getting. These are guys who don't care about country, they care about themselves. We can fool ourselves all we want. If you elect somebody a president, he goes in poor, he comes out extremely rich, not only rich, and when I want to look at the other side, say, oh, na money way, and when you're a president, fine, we could pay the price. If we get the president right now, we come in and he say, nothing a day. But everything way they do clearly reflect that he either doesn't care or he wasn't telling the truth by saying nothing a day, because the way he make overseas trips, in other state that they will tell him for free, and in group they not each day for free, in the transportation, the plane with and the hire not for free, and on and on and on. So there is no indication by in conduct that he really cares, that there is nothing. Now, I am willing to give President Bill there are certain things we cannot take away from him. And again, like I keep telling people, they say a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. People are really suffering unnecessarily because of bad policy, because the president not get the right advisors then, and they not stand up for the principle, because there are a lot of things where educated people and with the advisor can do. There are a lot of policies they can engage in where go change people their lives. You know, like because I hate for just keep going back to the old days when we get industries. There were good schools upline. People were not so crazy about coming to Freetown, but it is what it is. People are in Freetown now because of the war, because of whatever reason. But isn't that why we go school for land book? Shouldn't we come up with ideas and ways for still cope with the changes? Look, Western nations, when you get robot, then they take jobs away from people. When you get motorcade now, they even drive on streets in America without drivers. Well, trucks will not get drivers. When you get people and they go up to space without being an astronaut, people adapt. When that adaptability ability, then I will not get. We just want sit in the same place, you know. So people, the war drives a lot of people to Freetown. It is what it is. Una then bookman, then professor this, professor that. Now una job for come up with ideas, resourceful thinking. How do we absorb this new group of people coming in? If we want to get them back up country where there is so much to do, how do we establish attractive policies and activities and factories? We're going to make them come back. But we're not to do none of that. We keep talking about youth unemployment, all the foolish phrase them, you know, gender equality. You don't need all of that. I mean, we'll get laws then. You don't get for discrimination against women. You know, all them phrases and they didn't sound good. Gender equality, this, that, and everything. You know, the Constitution, this. But we're not doing anything for back up that. So I'm simply telling people, you are fooling yourself. And I will say this over and over. If you think kicking an SLPP for APC is a good idea, you're welcome. If you are APC, if you think kicking APC for SLPP, you think that will solve your problem, it never will. We have 60 years almost of proof that it's an unworkable formula. We got to accept it. Now, the other set of people that were in opposition, they should step up to the challenge. What do you mean they say so now, and then for to go out to say that, let the people that know say they are a viable alternative to them two parties here. How long are we going to keep playing this game? People's lives are not going to improve. I'm just telling you, people, this is not a plain fact. Lives will not be improved. And I don't have anything against the party them per se in that sense. I know there's nobody there that I dislike. But they cannot be holding the country hostage like they've been doing. Coming there with making all them pretense here or them pretenses that, oh, yeah, we'll go do better. We'll go do this. We'll go do that. You know? And then we still cannot even make simple, basic policies then for help for move the country forward. So watching at all this here for try for run government, if we not get, and this, the thing that really turns me off is this idea. I mean, we talk about corruption. It's so terrible that when you are corrupt, you are doing it what we call bangba ude openly, notoriously. You know, they even hide the corruption. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So that said, we get some side topics that we don't say we'll get to, but we'll not get to because this topic can never end. But there were some side topics that we'll be to talk about one for talk about primaries. We want to talk about the Koinadugu by-election which took place recently, but we may not. Okay. Now, a lot of us happen to see the Koinadugu by-election and the degree of violence which took place. And hello?
I said, go ahead, sir.
Oh, yeah. Now, I just want to introduce that, then I will pass it over to you. We'll see the Koinadugu by-election and the degree of violence will take place. And we know, say, usually their violence, then the victims are the ordinary poor man, the managing you too much, and they become a victim, all because people have been sucked into this thing about putting their lives on the line, trying to protect people, them, the politicians, them. So we want to let people then call in and tell them your opinion, but we advocate seriously that violence in our politics, I think we will all for stand against. people for be free for support which party they want, therefore be free for going at the pool and booth, therefore be free for cast and vote, and then without fearing that their lives would be in danger. But what happened na Koinadugu district na, I think precinct 155, that is not a good thing because I don't see how that advances the people them, that do anything good for the people in that district day. And if that is any indication of the kind of governance, what you may not understand, I think say the current government could have foreseen violence, and that being the case, they forget enough police power, enough police force to withstand any kind of unruliness. But that was not what happened in Koinadugu. So we're just going to call and touch base on that and see how people feel. So that was what we decided we were going to address this issue by way of passing. So, Ms. Fadima, if you get an opinion on that, you can throw it in. So do you, Professor.
You talk on violence, on how where election come every time, where little bit of election, because we see another video where Mr. Mara, na two SLPP candidates them, where Mr. Mara make the accusation say na Prince Adin and one minister, I don't forget your name, now they send them because in they support the other candidates when a battle whatever for the whether they on against Prince Adin and battle what's in a battle I forget. I don't get for me, but I mean, he talks, he described, he showed the video of where they're going in room, where they're going in house. He said, get for hiding at the ceiling because you read and they come. They say, now for kill him, now for kill him, now for kill him. And why is it every election, we get for fed little bit election, can election, it's do or die. People get for die. Why do we have to keep doing this? The way where we do things, the way where we don't value one another, the way where people are trying to hold on and grasp power. And when you look at how much money then they pay back, some of them don't even deserve those kind of money. That's why they want to kill people. Over here in America, before you even run for certain team, you got to get certain qualifications. But yes, oh my God, because some people and they not can go school, we don't sabi better English, we don't sabi better what they call Bona, the people are life. But all them things they are so what we do, we have to stop it. And the politicians know about it, and the politicians are using because we don't hear we audio them when Bobo and they talk say and they talk say now we any election now we and they call this election now we support it we do they're getting paid for it. The politicians are using these guys to go intimidate, to go kill, to go wound people, them to go beat up people for let the thing go in their favor. We cannot have that. We see election the election when it happen na Hamilton, when we see young man them go inside there, they go scatter the box, they go make nothing not come up behind there because nobody is being punished, nobody is being disciplined. There's no discipline. We don't have discipline. And any side where discipline not there, any side where respect's not there, any side where people they not value the things they have and not value one another, we're gonna have all this kind of stuff. Because there is no discipline. It starts with discipline. Because a leader sets the tone. That's why I talked to Mr. Kutubu the other day and go to talk with Mr. I said we need a radical change in Sierra Leone. We don't need weak somebody, not a wicked person, but a person that is disciplined enough for stand up and say zero tolerance of every foolishness. You will see if we not go change. Because human beings, we are human beings. Whatever they entertain you with, that's what you give out. But when you put it out there, say, we get for respect lives and property, we get for do things in such a way, if they put you for work, you get for go work, because that's one of my frustration where I'm vexed by President Bio. When he begin, he go look the waiting and call. He go look at the office. He go there, yeah. You know, discipline on and now. Just show up. People they go there outside, they go there all the laps back. People they go 10 o'clock now walk. The one that we want services, when I for go sit down, they say the boss no quiet, the man no quiet, this no quiet, that's no quiet. All man they take them time, they don't care, they don't get no sense of urgency. They're taking their time, they don't care because nobody's gonna fire them because na their uncle they na power, na their mama they na power, na their sister they na power, na their brother they na power, na their papa they na power. So nobody cares, nobody cares. And Kutuma, I think you remember the term of Akibobet. Akibobet was a mayor of Fito, and then he went in and called himself again with it. You see the diamond voucher where it begins straightening something them out. That's why a lot of people did not like him. Because they don't like him, because what he do, he just puts things in place. People will not like you when you're doing the right thing. But if you know it is for the betterment of the country, stand up to power. Stand up and do the right thing. It begin cost them ghost workers, people, the waste, the drainage. If we say we're going to cut down waste, then we make sense we cut down waste. People are getting paid, then get ghost workers that were their diamond voucher. I don't know if you remember that Sunday. Diamond voucher. All that stuff, then people they therefore put people there in where they can't work for the country. Let the country and money go outside say it's supposed to go. Not to the lazy spiritual don't go to Africa. That's Sierra Leone for that matter. We don't want to work, but we want to have all the riches. We don't want for work, but we want for eat. If you don't work, you're not gonna eat. Even in that country out there, they don't tell we say if you don't work, you know they eat. You get for go work. Now money, now like you tell yourself you the crap for go work. You the day on time for go work. You the go work. You the go. Because what you do, you know say that then you bread and butter they come out. But when you get bosses that are there, then they don't set the example to all the departments there. You get people there, everybody just want free money. People are lazy, they don't want to work. We hear stories here after story after story. People that want to dupe people. And if you don't work, how you not gonna eat? If you don't work, you have to take things serious in life. You know that there's time for play and there's time for fun, there's time for work, hard work. We got to change with mind. You're not gonna get free money, you got to earn them. But these politicians, they come, they don't earn it. They say, okay, go do this project, then cut up, then put up, they use it about their election. People keep dying. Now people are picking them. People are picking them that could not cope with what in society give them. For whatever trauma has been, that is no excuse. But at the same time, that is their problem. That's the problem. We get for go to the problem, then and then they use for go kill people them, for go intimidate people them. So people are not even gonna what's it called? I remember once upon a time. Now how they call this thing? Now railway all. Who side me people let me the vote? I was young. And I remember my grandfather. Then tell them they were then they thief people and vote them. People and they go and tell you say they don't vote. My grandfather stood up, he said, I mean one can get me name in a. So you want tell me say you see that as poll officer. You want tell me say post name. Don't can vote inside my name. Post enough for vote inside my name. I register now. We get for speak truth to power. I register now so. Now me name this why so. Everybody in the community knows say na my name. I go can't tell me say other person don't vote na my name. Nobody don't get my name. You know that is the things they do. This poll officer they back they don't get integrity. 30 days it is going on. Those kind of things. Then they stuff ballot, then they do all this foolishness. 30 then are the same thing. So I pass on to you back, Professor.
The greatest tragedy we don't before Salone. Now, you know, the seeming lack of leadership in the country, where Mr. Bio, who really truly he demonstrate lack of leadership. He demonstrated in a number of ways. One, he very detached. He detached from the citizenry. He allowed people themselves to erect a barring wall around them. I mean, a group of very small-minded people, they build a barring wall around them. He will only see waiting they want to see, and he will only hear waiting they want to hear. We not good for a leader. A leader, first of all, an assertion of God, we never see Most say president, and the man called, most say he talked to the nation. Now the way when the president they talk to the nation, you know they go from media house to media house. No, he doesn't do that. It's sit down beside White House. Now they sit down. Now make you get all the aides there so. Hey, you need to arrange a press conference for me. They come meet you. I strongly believe say inside State House and they don't get resident and a correspondent and they don't get that. What took here? I mean, after every 2 weeks or something, then they go to government center for good. No, these things that every day the citizens they get from here, from the leaders, the programs. There. So it appears Mr. Bio son is for people there when they only interest in the sick, and they only interest in the sick. And I don't know what this thing where he find it hard, for let people then go. A lot of people might not like Mr. Trump for various reasons. You understand? But now once you come for leadership, you can count on Mr. Trump for leadership. And I can tell you, you don't get two people in charge. Then one get in charge. He lets you know. Here's the marching order. You get a choice there. You either do it or somebody else can't take you. Okay, there are a lot of things that will not happen where you expect, aggressive leadership on the part of Mr. Bio. But in your preoccupation, what you see, in more one place international community, and history don't tell we leaders the way they put too much the whole international community. They want to forbid failed leaders, because the reason is the waiting international community chair, they drive with reality. You know the talk this now. The bread and butter issue, they drive with them. A different thing they tell you. But for you, let you understand as president, you get for Shakasini was never my friend, and not be like him. When I went to him again, he got what you call meet the people talk. Once on a while, you just grab today. Oh, today they go to Port Loco. They go there. Oh, tomorrow they go to Shegbima. Shakasini, he visited virtually every partner Salone. But this cannot be said about Mr. Bio. It cannot be said about Mr. Bio. So then, you ask that when they say leader, now because you get followers, you get people them. Without people them, you're not a leader. Mr. Bio, your leadership at the Salone is more like that he got now outside more in leadership day. And we don't need. So, what does Mr. Bio now need for do for these 2-3 days we need for him? You could be asked the fundamental question, Ali, whether he deserve a second term, that the voters again for decide that the polling stations when they reaffirm the faith and the validity of the census of the ballot. But we on job now for tell Mr. Bio, no, you now need for change the trajectory. For some of them guys already around you, they're not helping you, they need for go. Change the system by the column, begin engage the citizens, meet the people talk. Once in a while, call a press conference, they address the nation. Take us away you go, when the president talk now and they ask her questions. No expect for get answers wait, I mean let them give you and then wait you 1 year. No. Take diverse opinion. That way you able to make informed decisions. So these are the problems with Mr. Salone because of the leadership who no senior. You don't need for violate anybody question, but you need for understand we're not a nation of laws now. We get this so. Anybody who venture outside, how they call them, there are unintended consequences. But we'll not see leadership. So now it not broke down. The lack of leadership, they see. The only leadership they see leadership oversee. And when he come back, he doesn't report to we. Tell the citizens what they do and all that and they. So the rest. So that's the way I look at it. Now the lack of leadership, they're responsible for this. So back to you guys.
Thank you. And to you, Mr. Shillon, take it again.
Well, in view of the fact that we get series of callers, let me just simply say, I align myself with Professor Kutubu. I agree with Professor Kutubu. I think there is a duty on the part of the president. When he goes out like that, when he comes, he owes the country a duty to hold a news conference and answer questions. Sometimes if one copy things, they'll copy the right thing. Like Professor Kutubu say, the State House exists, they can get room for correspondents them or reporters them, and the Minister of Education or the President, the press secretaries can call and ask and set up a date and let the news people in come, and they can conduct a civil thing. The other suggestion when we get to President Bill, I know he's the president and he has the power. He can stay out of Sierra Leone for 365 days a year, but it doesn't tell well on them. It doesn't reflect, it's not a good reflection. I don't know if any country where presidents they go when they come, and citizens they don't know what they go for, which I did. Sometimes it's missing in action, whether I go vacation or not. In America here, under no circumstance, they will not even talk about President Biden. They will talk about a mayor of a city now, let alone a senator, or let alone a governor, let alone the president of the United States go for 24 hours. People don't know his whereabouts. In the American lingua, that ain't going to happen. It can't just happen because you don't run government that way. You are the people's servant. You then get for no side you day, you owe unto them. Or you not do that and you get contempt for the people who you do rule because you think say you're not accountable to them. But there are many more statements I could make, but we get a lot of callers. We may not be able to take them all, but let us take as many as we can. You know.
Okay,
so that's
good
it.
evening. Whoa. Good evening. What's your name and which are you call?
People's servant.
Oh, okay.
You can turn that.
How are you? Now, Abdul, I called from Australia.
Yes, Mr. Abdul, go ahead, brother. What do you have for us?
Okay. Yeah, the question for say if Mr. Bio or President Bio to be the next president, then they own not to the people again for answer. Exactly. Because we get a country wherein the institution what they entrusted the responsibility for me them look after the election. The integrity is doubtful. People need to go out for go votes and try for choose their own president who they want, the person who they feel say is able to look after them. Then the institution who they entrusted the responsibility for take up the voting process for make it conduct them. In order to do well, instead it gave a turn round for give wrong results. So for try to choose the best president of the people who they wouldn't want, it could be doubtful. For talk say Mr. Bio, it get for be the next president or not, then they, they in the hands of the people or the voters. It get for be in the hands of NEC because I then therefore select their own president who they want, not to the people them who they vote for. NEC credibility is not good anymore. People then want their own presidents, they want their own ministers, or let me say honorable. Then go out there for go votes and choose who they want. Then NEC they take who they want. In any institution, let me say in a university, all students they pay for pass exams. Somebody they spy, they not care. Then get for produce a doctor who get for kill people them in the hospital. The same thing, if people then want somebody, then say, now this will believe, say, it get for take we to the next level. Then the institution will they entrust the responsibility for me to look after that with his neck, in getting the one who in favor, trust me, then get for produce a president who will not get for give out what they expect. And this is what is going on. So what's the reason why people then go out for go vote again? See, it's not good. We're not going to ever get a president and that will give to the people, and because the people not able to get the president who they want, they don't go exercise their rights for go vote who they want. It could be C4C, it could be KKY or whoever. But because NEC gets their own one, the one who them think say, then get for they just go do formality of voting, then spend voters' money for nothing for conduct the election. At the end of the day, then get what them wants. Then twist and the other way. Then get forget the wrong person for rule the government. At the end of the day, see now the people them. When I know the land. At least when I get for go exercise my rights, choose the right person, do the the people and they go out for go vote. Yeah.
Wow,
So at
that's
the end of the day, they're not able to produce.
That's a good topic we'll get for come up with. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdul from Australia. We'll get for come up with that topic today. Is neck the problem of Sierra Leone? Because the National Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, we'll get for come with that topic today. That's a good one. Thank you, my brother. Next caller, please. What's your name? Who's you call from?
Hello, good evening. Good evening to you all.
Yes, good. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is a concerned citizen. We live in Germany.
Yes, concerned from Germany. Go ahead, ma'am.
Do you want to talk to Papa government right now? People in Germany are in the suffer. Now they don't go give delegates from Sierra Leone, about 50 people, for let them identify Sierra Leone in Germany. When they don't identify now, then deport them. And we know now how Sierra Leone day. We were there, so the F-15 they get now they stand for people them for let them survive. Some of the people there that then they suffer. Then they suffer really, as we know. So we don't suffer, we don't pass now Agadez them. Let me say, we don't pass now desert, we don't kind of Libya, we don't cross the water, we don't suffer, we don't come inside Europe. Now President Bio don't go try and say for deport all Sierra Leoneans. So dear, please VOS, while we take action, let the elders and take action, make them put full stop on this deportation here. Right now, everybody they in panic. Everybody there in panic. They suffer right now as I talk so. So you are let take action. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. For those who don't know what's going on in Germany, we read this German person from Germany. They call say a lot of Sierra Leoneans in Germany. They say for go identify them where they under deportation or wait for they don't send letter them to. And I hear one of we sister there on social media say, sometimes we go give foreigner them with passport, foreigner them we stuff them where they like today, we Salone people and these are people. Some of them are law abiding, some of them because when you go to anybody in country, you get to follow the law of the people of the country. Some of these people are law abiding citizens, but they're not able to get and stand inside where they don't go. You hear this scholar they talk of how they travel, they do the temple run as they call them, then go from Libya, then cross the Mediterranean Sea. Some they die there, some with the sea out and they torture them. Some made it all the way to Europe and to Germany, all in the name of greener pastures. All in the name of greener pastures. Now they don't go for whatever reason. They are going through this. Some are good citizens. They don't ambog nobody. They go get them bread and butter and they drag, forget the antomot for able feed them people them back home. And that is the sad part of it. But Mr. Kutubu, I don't know what you go able put voice on this later on. But let's go to another caller. Caller, what's your name and also you call from, please. Down.
Hi, good evening. Anonymous.
Yes, Miss Anonymous,
Hello?
go ahead, please. Yes, go ahead, madam.
I think
How you doing?
you, Madam Fatima. Me on take for today. I don't listen to everything one they say, but I believe for say we know they assess we problems them now the country correctly. The reason we make us say so now that my own question is, are we backwards because we don't have educated people or we don't have educated Sierra Leoneans? we get people them way go school, and Sierra Leoneans are very intelligent, smart people. But what we lack in the country is development. Now we they talk about free quality education, but when them picking and they become graduates, waiting at the job opportunities them out there where they wait for them. So you go school, but then you don't land a job. It's like where you do the interview for the traders them, and then the lady talk for say, well, they go buy pepper. They say the fresh one we they sell them 2,000. The one we almost they rotten we sell them 1,500. That's also like the quality of education. You don't go school, but then you don't attain the highest. Only for that you end up for go get a job where not when you train for it. Now, with the country going on this way, we need development. If development not there, no matter how you educate people them, if there are no jobs, there are no jobs. So the country will continue to go backward and backward and backward. And they become more victims of wicked and ungodly politicians. Because whenever they come, then cheat the country, rape the economy, and then take the money and take them for their own good. Instead of bringing in development, creating job opportunities. Because through them job opportunities, and the people and they learn more skills and everything like that. And they open more doors for more job opportunities for come in. So you don't go school. When you ask, what is the benefit of education anyway? Is it just for me to be able to read and write? Shouldn't I be able to practice whatever education way I go for? I able to practice in Salone. Now people and go school unless you get for travel before you can make you money. Why can't we do it in Sierra Leone? Why the government not go put programs them out there where currently are needed for the development of the country? You go train lawyers. How many jobs stand there for lawyers? Create school programs them where it be say we assess the current country in problems them. We create educational programs them where they say when people go in then learn, then can able come out and tackle them problems then they and be able to solve them problems then we'll go able to move on and become a better society. Back in the days, then part in our farm. Okay, Lord, we work hard, we send with picking and go school. The poor people and then don't suffer, then don't send them picking and go school, thinking say education is the way out. But then the way out don't become a stagnated, filthy pit. Now the picking and don't go school, there are no jobs. It's been like that for the past 50 years. So it's the way we see the problem and the angle where they look at them at, like they meet see say na the problem. So this is just my contribution, and I hope we can look at this in a better way. Thank you.
This is why. This is a young lady by voice. I can tell it's a young, very, very young person, very young Sierra Leonean. But every time she puts her points out, she makes it hit the nail on the head. They say we need development and opportunities to grow, development. With a good land book down, there's nothing to come back to, there's nothing to fall on, there's limited possibilities in Sierra Leone. Only a few amount of people they get waiting and they get. So let me go to the next caller, please. This is heartbreaking. This is a heavy load. This is a heavy burden. But if we see it, we have to see it. In our minds, we therefore see and say possible. Like with the talk of the hospital where they say we're gonna see it. We're still working on it. There are many. It's not as easy as what we just talk about. But there are mountains in front of us that we get for climb, some we get for climb over, some we get for broke down. But it will come because let us believe in it, then we see them and it shall come to pass. Because whatever you see, you attract. Because if you mind see them, there anything where you see it possible. There's nothing that is impossible. There is nothing that is impossible. We can do it. We can do this. So let me go to another caller, please. Caller, good evening. What's your name and also you call me from, please?
Mina Pias Jalo, I call from Kalangba Wala, na the Lokomasama Chiefdom, but local district.
Yes, Mr. Jalo, go ahead, sir.
Okay, I start with the security situation at the country first. Sierra Leone lucky, when I lucky country. If you look the statistics for the policing, you know, then violence, the way people are seeing violence, will not get enough security for secure certain situations. If you look police statistics in Sierra Leone, if you look the population, about 7.something million, in the final say each one police, the police nearly up to 400 to 500 people where they're not able policing them. So now make it violence starts on site, police not able to conquer that. That's the one. Number two, then two parties here, now we party them. They were an so then two, now then they run that country there. No other party no able can take over, and that just like America also. Where America then get Republicans and Democrats. Then party there. Anyhow we read in America, one take over, one go back. Somebody measure say neck not credible. Yeah, if you say neck not credible, now the people and say not credible. If you know say the commission where they conduct election not credible, no go out for votes. If people and they're not vote, nobody, then go find a solution for let NEC become a credible institution. But then same people and then they come up and go bypass, go vote 210, 310, 410. And NEC they make a decision based on the money where they spend it. If some people then want to avoid NEC, okay, we avoid NEC, let's change the constitution, say you run 7 years, after 7 years you party no contest now. Go, let other party come. But me believe say now the people and say now they corrupt, Fadima. People and say corruption they now we bloody, they now we DNA. So now they could able do nothing. We start some G, they go some sign as Salone. We not put you partner a pocket for give. You know what they tell you? They say you na munku. I go road transport for go register Mutka. I no go there at the line. The lady tell me say na wa come upline. He say sorry come on now say na wala. I say na make so. You don't know what they go. You know, me want go make line because outline are come on. Then begin provoke me. So the corruption then are the DNA. The lady, the person who called from Germany, yeah, then they struggle there. But guess what? Now what are they so? Are they do me farming? Are they do agriculture? Are they eat fresh fish? Are they get casada? You know, make them turn back now. Make them, you know, law day now in certain countries say if the country denies for make them return their citizenship, then they penalize them. If you remember, sometimes back in America, Salone denied for deport certain people. America put some sanction on we Naya and Sierra Leone because they deny citizens. If Germany requests and they not some other bill, then just get for access for deport them because some of them then they disturb Germany government. Government they spend money on them. Their security become a threat. So me I tell all Sierra Leonean una can't tell me nawala, we do farming, we produce rice. Right now not time for plant rice. So now me I know say the time done. But Fadima,
Thank you.
all things no good for you. We say they come back now, Lord do farming.
Mr. Jallo, thank you, sir. Thank you. I need fertilizer then for me gonna so me youngest go tell like you rest. Thank you so much. Yes.
The land is so fertile. We don't need fertilizer. We plant rest. We go free turn. We rest the see the sell pass the English where they come out China.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And also we get wala rest long term. They get wala rest, they get refresh where people let me they buy. It was just like a very, you know, kind of special rest where you eat them, you get richness. And the rest then now they say the one pusawa now they get the rest, they will know even sweet step way they eat. I like how you soup sweet say the rest, you know they eat no more for bed food. But let's go to another caller. Good evening, caller. What are your name and who are you calling from?
Yes. Hello, good evening. From me on side now, Freetown, concerned citizen.
Yes, Mr. Concern, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I joined the program late, so me go just respond to the heading where I see as the title of the program say if this regime or this administration deserve a second term. For me, the answer is no, for a simple fact. Well, we all know the state of we country. The one day we will cipher the facts from fiction and all the rhetorics of politicians. Nanoboku, So for let we able know or examine or determine the state of affairs is very, very difficult because very few people able make that determination. And the majority of them, few people are able to make that determination. Now then they lie back by the rest of the populace, propaganda and all other things because they want to maintain the status quo. But really, if we able get the kind critical mass, we go vote this government out, we go send a very, very clear message to them, say, enough is enough. They know they perform. The state of affairs, the economy, even discipline where people they feel, say, at least this man are ex-military man, they go able to instill discipline. Now, free to with them, man. If you can't free to, you see what they go on. You're going to say discipline, they out of the window. So if the economy they go well, discipline or they, things are hard. Then I don't see why we forget this government a second time. They not deserve it. And now the whole essence why I make or the main reason why we they get this hardship in this form. Now the kind of revenue mobilization drive we then take, which is good if you then be use the money again to we the people already taken from. But they disconnect here, they take the money from we. Instead of them put them back into the system for fuel the economy or for drive growth, they pay themselves well, they increase salaries, buy brand new SUVs, travel, then they steal the balance. So they see there is this disconnect. Tax system, they go up, electricity, now you buy lights before you ride on done. Because they want the money. They defend all kind of way through overtaxation. You see, but when they get the money, waiting and do with them, now they the fraud kind side. Then they put them back into the system for fuel the economy, but they use them for pay themselves well, siphon the balance to foreign banks. So if they rule with this kind of way, we not believe they deserve a second term. Now, my own candid opinion. And if we root them or we vote them out, we go down send strong message. The disappointing side of that is either APC or SLPP. But let's say we pull SLPP now. We know say APC by rotting. But that would don't send signal to them now. Say if we not back come and join the same rottenness, Lord, you give them 5 years. I thank you now.
Thank you so much. That's a caller from Freetown. Let me take one more caller first, then let me come to Mr. Shilo. I don't say you don't hear waiting they don't say, waiting the caller say, but this is the voice of Sierra Leone, as Salone people then they talk. And we they make sure say we they send unto them, then they hear and Salone people then they talk. This is not Sierra Leonean, everybody know Usai in the monogram, everybody know how they see. We all know they see one side, we all know they see place. But what we they try for do inside the voice of Sierra Leone, how will they bring people then come for let we can able understand one another, let we find solution to the problem. And today I know say Sierra Leone people they don't talk find what them we will go send to them. Would I get yes, make it yeah. Anyway, next caller please. Good evening. What's your name? What's the call from?
Lamiata?
Yes, Miss Miata, go ahead, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my contribution was that first and foremost, I want to just say the problem is hypocrisy. Na hypocrisy, I'm boku under country. Somebody don't go school, they don't come to college, they come. The first thing where they happen, the one that we been done, we not go school or would have been on the work probably in senior forum. When it come, the first thing they do, they want build house, they want buy motor cars, they want get the most expensive things for well at the same time. Corruption don't start. And we in a society wherein people in the see who that they in a corrupt act say, this line better. Then you will not they involved in an corrupt act, and then they take and say, you're not serious. So what do they expect? Then they encourage corruption. The corruption they start from the grassroots. So it go difficult for them to curb corruption at the country because they always look at somebody who corrupt say, nine are the better person.
Because, hey, you know, see, just don't come out college. You know, see, don't be too close. You just don't come out college. Don't buy 3 car. You see the kind of car where they use, they don't put in picking expensive school where they pay 3 million for term. When, you know, in salary, you know, reach 3 million. So now the corruption starts. And the second thing again, when they talk, I say, the hypocrisy. When you make I say hypocrisy, I don't listen to una all the talk. The problem not starts with Sheikha Steven. What you make they say APC and SLPP then get only 2 parties, then also the party then get the problem. Now the individuals the way they did, although now they make up the parties, the individuals they during partnership in terms from what you read now history, if you check now people then where they will later on transfer to SLPP or where the SLPP transfer come now APC. Now then the same politicians then they rotate among themselves. Even where an Escoma been did it. You see people the way they now this present government where they work with an Escoma and now the same people and then are the same corrupt people. What do they do? They just they circulate, they go round and around. When they come on at this party, then go on that party, now the same people then. So I know the mentality now need for change. If we not change the mentality and we beg God, let we beg God, let God give it, let God direct it. Because for me, when I see with the other, so I build credibility because what you do now, you they talk without fear or favor. You they call the things by their name. We don't hear audio on social media. Kutubu where they talk so. We don't hear where Kutubu they tell people in Akaila make them vote for SLPP candidate. Like you cannot do that. So me, I'm your opinion on that one day. He gets the party where they support right now. And when you don't, we all know say now SLPP they support. So in order for anything where contrary, where we go against SLPP. Because we don't hear him na audio. We don't hear him. They don't talk na audio. They encourage voters them, you know, let them use their own discretion. All that in a corruption. And that's not policy. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates that one day. Now, new contribution this for today.
Okay, thank you, Meata. Agi Kutubu. Now we take one more caller, then Agi Kutubu chance for you respond to you, Ms. Meata. Thank you so much. Caller, good evening. What are your name and also okay, so Professor, we don't let that caller there. We another caller. Let me go to you before I go to Mr. Salone. One of the callers, Ms. Meata from Pennsylvania. Don't make a statement.
One of the beauties of democracy, people can get it right for say anything where they want to say. And you know, you left a lady that one of the things they would enjoy is in America, let people they talk which they want to talk. And whether your opinion valid or not, to me that the academic, that your opinion that I respect your opinion. So no, move forward.
And thank you so much. Thank you. But me want to say something to that too. Kutubu is a voice on social media. And if you don't listen to Kutubu, my sister, I not defend Kutubu, but I speak the truth, waiting I know and waiting Asabi. And God is my witness. Kutubu begin with APC. Not today Kutubu don't begin oppose the things them when they do na APC. And Kutubu believes say when somebody do wrong, if we want push the democracy of we country go before, we get for fix this problem here. Kutubu na mende bona fobe it grow up. So you not even get mende connection too much or whatever, but people like misunderstand and say because na mende automatically in a SLPP. This 2018 election, Kutubu na NGC even in the beginning, take it come out inside there. Kutubu no one day come out say are they for APC, are they for SLPP. Now NGC it begins support, but where is he say things not going the way where he expect them for go, he pull himself come out, they say I am not supporting NGC. Kutubu don't go after the former president. Kutubu right now, if you read the audio there, it go after this administration here, it tell President Bio every day for the past whatever, it hammer hard on President Bio, on the things that President Bio they do, we're not right, we're wrong, it is speak out. But if you don't understand, sometimes we hold on to the old things them say because it been say this, mean say he say that. And I think that audio day where they talk, even they talk say it gladly when they reject, if I can understand, if memory can serve me right. I beg pardon if I know they say right, if when I get the audio, whatever. But I think even they tell the people they say thank you for when they vote na Kaila for send a message. I think na Dande, I don't remember exactly again. I don't want to lie. But if you understand Kutubu can always talk, I don't get no permanent friend, I don't get no permanent enemy. Me and Kutubu can disagree and team them. Some team them, the way Kutubu can talk. And they call her and say, me I not agree, so I give my own point of view, how I see things. We they talk. But Kutubu in passion. If Kutubu get away before Kutubu die, Kutubu wants to see a better Sierra Leone. That Sierra Leone way, as I know him because I know Kutubu from since I was little. Kutubu grew up now Fobe. Kutubu grew up with me uncle and auntie them. They all go school. Prince of Wales, me other uncle them would I go FSLG, would I go Prince of Wales, would I go me auntie and me uncle they would I go Afford school. So sometimes I think we vex with a vex because when Kutubu address somebody who will lack or touch what will lack, we're not in lack. But then when you go to the other side, not only one grain they waiting and call. Sometimes as we go in life, we grow. Maybe sometime then we can make a statement when later on 3 years down the road, we are a different person because at that moment, maybe that's so I think. But now I am a new creature, I am a new person, and I see things different. So sometimes words are very, very kind of thing where they sow seed and where very people can hold on to words. But with memory, sometimes it's very, very, can think where they hold we follow we see what's in the next thing they do or what's in the next. Because me, they give Kutubu the credit that he don't go after just one person. He goes after both. He goes after both. He don't deal with President Bio. He don't deal with the SEC. He don't deal with Fatima Bio. He don't talk all kinds of stuff with everybody and everything. So I'm not going to call him one-sided. It might seem as a perception to you. You get the right, Miss Meata. It's your... Now, so you see him and you call him like you see him, That's how you see it. And you have a right to it. But I want to assure you, say, sometimes even when professor will count him, if I didn't this, I don't agree. We go back and forth. Mr. Shilon, we go back and forth. With technical team, we will go get back and forth. How for present something, how for make and so, make and so. And me, because I mean at the head host, I say, let us do it. I don't want no filter. I want to be real. I don't want to make all this protocol, all this political correctness, because political correctness is what makes, the things not there, because everybody is sounding to their own tune, to their own circle, what's best for them, what's best for the other person. Everybody is into everybody. But the mission here to me, and I can say for these two gentlemen then, that the mission here to us is Sierra Leone, for a better Sierra Leone. For a better Sierra Leone. So my sister, I'm sad that you feel that way, but I think if we go back and listen to audio, then let me look beyond maybe sometimes one audio or two audio where somebody say, but then let me come back to watch the pattern now. Did he change from Usa Ibinde, or did I change from Usa Ibinde, or Mr. Shilon change from Usa Ibinde? Because in life we grow, we open up, we come out of our comfort zone. We see different things of life and we grow, because if we're still there in our comfort zone, we're still there with empathy, because there are good people in both parties. They are decent people. And one of the caller, I think it's the one from the one from Arizona, the caller from Arizona, where talk say it depends on who that they put next, because there are decent people in both parties. Me say, if them bring new person, new face, bring new face. There's a coalition going out there. They can bring new face. Oh, some people go vote President Bio in again, but then they talk about the neck. We get for go pandande, we get for talk on that day, how we get for present this the neck. Because that's a big point there where Abdul from Australia talk of the neck. The National Electoral Commission of Freetown, na Salone. Because from what small, I know say that they stuff box, I know say that they vote under people their name, I know 30 days that they do the same thing. We're not able to get straight for able to get free and fair election. Even in country how they get glitches them, they get things that will be happening between Go and Bush for the ballot. Then try for fix them, then they try for fix every day. We are here for this past election where people and they say voter fraud, voter intimidation, voter this, voter that. They get a little glitch then they. Where every time they try for fix, but so the neck forget for represent the vote of the people, and then get for count. But then when you go to the subsections and outside the voting polls, now then they put every party, then they put them people them inside it for represent every party we get what they call, then they get independent people them where they go around and vote. But the neck, can the neck be the problem of Sierra Leone too? We don't know. Get for ask that question there. Mr. Shilon, sir, I pass on to you.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Fadima. Like I say, the issues are so many, and we get so much opinion, we on the panel, as well as the callers. So sometimes one just has to just say, okay, we'll go hold some of that thing here for next time. So as far as I'm concerned, because there was one issue we will not touch any good, because now the issue of primary, whether the system needs to be changed to a primary system, whether for next discussion. But thank you so much, the callers them. In my view, I hope they enjoyed the show. And until next time, thanks for joining us. That's all I can say at this point.
Professor, your last word, sir.
Well, I also want to join Mr. Shilon and thank all we listeners them. And by God power, next Sunday, by God the power will be there.
And to me, I say again, thank you so much, because without Una, every Sunday, Una, they can't join me for we talk issues. We learn from each other. We try for correct mistakes. Them we not claim they will be perfect. We are all human. We make mistakes. Sometimes we have our biases. Sometimes, but we try for the biases, but we fair, you know. Everybody gets a favorite. Makombra self we born in Pekin, they get favorite Pekin by the way the Pekin they behave and by the way not they behave. So life sometimes is about so I listen to a man, I want left this with we, you know, the way where we call it, they all don't call, they don't put their own input into and this not thing that we'll go back with a listen to, and then we come out with topic them, you know. And to the people in Germany, I say, you know, I mean, I don't know if Kutubu will take that offer there and whatever, but it is what it is. It's people that don't suffer, people that don't come. But when we get bad people among us, when we get people them when they do the things where they're supposed to do, other people, the innocent people, them they suffer. Now the same thing they happen in our country where we leader them they know they do what they're supposed to do. The country they suffer, the people they suffer, the country we know they grow, we stagnated. You know? So you know, we they pray for best for happen to the people in Germany. But in life, they say everything, maybe, you know, they happen to me, they will say, oh, because to you, they happen to. There was once upon a time when I came to America and I don't get green card. They wonder where they can now, they get green card, but they don't know what to use for do with them. I came in 1985, I came as a student, and I came as a whatever. I didn't have a green card. We had to struggle for get with green card. We value with green card. We had to go hoops and loops, but people are coming out with their papers. But yet they still decide not to do the right things of waiting and call. They came, you come here, you left your country, say you come better yourself, but yet we dip and bad in them what we did do. Let's don't take nothing for granted. They say in all things, that's what religion teaches, and even the Hindu religion and whatever, in all things, they will look, try to find the good in yes, maybe sometimes you've been there at Germany, you know, you they struggle, you they whatever, but it's still better outside there. But sometimes when you reach na Salone, doors go open for you. I give you a story of that guy when they call Mosire Fadika, let Mosire we die super. Now we all grow up together. He was my friend. He could not be in America because of immigration problem where they call freedom. He go freedom. Look at the millions he played with. Look at the status he get. Look at the things he get. Good things can come out of bad things. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm just giving you word of comfort. That look and say, you know, that you don't use for day and yes, he asked for let you left and whatever. But sometimes God they ready or the universe they ready for open doors, for greater opportunities. If you get the willingness and if you get the discipline for keep pushing and keep your head up. I listened to one Indian man. He's a guru, you know. And he says something, and I will go with this story here. And I will all consider this story to be safe. He said, when you get you mot, you not denaya, you mot denaya. He said, but when you sit down, 2 days, not brush your teeth. He said, look the distance from the nose to the mouth. He said, the distance from the nose to the mouth is not far. He said, but if you did 2-3 days, you not brush your mouth. If beaucoup people then they around you na the room what you do, the people they all go know say you mouth they smell. But you will get your mouth, you don't know say it they smell. Because what you do now you mouth. But you know say everything else, other people your mouth they smell. But you know so your mouth for able make you smell, but we know they know say with the smell. What's in the story where it try for tell me? Let we work on with self, let we work on we own faults, let we work on with stuff for be a better good for the whole. Because we have to work on ourselves. We got to work on ourselves. Let we search ourselves. Let we see with weakness. Let we see with strength. Work on with weakness and stand up with strength. If me can't be not able for Tima, me your strength go help him. Instead, you will bring me up with your weakness. Me weakness. Try for elevate me. Let we cultivate that attitude there. That attitude there. Because when we care for our neighbors, when we gonna power, we want good things to happen to people. And I always take Rollins as an example because that word that he said, I was flying up in the helicopter and I looked down, I said, why people? That's what drove him to that change where Ghana they enjoy today. They get other leader they will follow because you have to set the stage for let people provide the environment, conducive environment for let people thrive. With governments, like how I like waiting the other caller say from Australia. I think Abdul from Australia, he say neck is the problem. Is neck the problem? Because we don't see where then they give election to other people there. We don't see where confusion they see. We don't see tension them when neck they favor the party in power against the one we're not in power. We don't see boku things then. Where people are going for build integrity. We get for build discipline. We don't get discipline. But when I go with that story, you are like, let we try for smell we mouth them. Let we look ourselves at the mirror and let we able to tell ourselves what is our problem, how we will fix the problem and become a better you. Because when you become a better you become a better help. Because in the plane, they tell you, say, if the plane is going down, I know say we all don't travel, most of us, yeah, because we all in a people country, and you know, and some people then are free to also tell and not go yet, but you don't watch movie where then they tell you if the plane is going down and you're sitting next to a child, make sure you put or anybody else when need help, make sure you put the oxygen on yourself first, then you go be strong enough for help the child. And I ask the question one day, why? Why? That's my child. I gotta help them. If I'm not strong, I can't help my child. I got to protect myself before I protect the child. You know? So we got to look out for one another, but we got to be our best and our better self. We get for be our highest self before we for able see and before we for able speak truth to power. So I left for all till next week. We all there by the grace of God. Go make a difference. Go change somebody's life. Go speak kind words. Let me change. Let me change from the anger. Let me heal from the pain. Let me learn forgiveness. Let me try. Let me not be slave to the person we don't hurt we because we're being slave instead of us being the master. Now we don't be slave to the enemy, to the person where now we enemy where we don't say word or where we don't do this. We carry that burden and we wasting our lives away. Let me change. Let me grow. We want a better Sierra Leone. We want a Sierra Leone where they grow. We want with people for enjoy the basic necessities of life. So I left now on God. Go be on beautiful. Go be on you, like I always say. If you see how they shine today, not jealous me, go work on yourself tomorrow. Now you don't turn for shine, the sun will do over me, the cloud over you. So I love you all. Remember, God is love. Go be that light. So till next week, we come back. I say I salute you all. Good night. I love you all. Fadima, I'm out. Thank you.